Nacho, come back. I don't know if stream can hear me. Hello, stream. I assume you can. Nacho will be with you in a moment. And I will begin explaining this run. I don't know if stream... At least as much of it as I know, I don't actually run this game, so... Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Nacho.
Hey. Right, I think we are ready.
You walked away apparently as soon as we got sound. What timing?
Oh, nice.
Alrighty, just a quick good morning from me, the restreamer. Right now, I'm Jenya. We're gonna get right on track with our next run, Church of Rudra, Rudra no Hihou with NachoYacopu. So, have fun with the run.
Oh man, can't believe I'm gonna do this run.
I believe in you.
It's gonna be fun.
Easy peasy, dude. You're just not gonna die to the boss, and like 0.0005% chance of dying to the final boss.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna get demolished by laser burns.
Well, it looks like I'm already online. I'm already live, apparently.
I told you you were.
Oh wow, I was just talking. Completely nonsense. I was waiting for Jenja's sign. Alrighty then, I guess we are good to go. So let me set up this real quick. Hello everyone, I guess you guys can hear me now. Also yes, I apologize, my internet is not very good, so you're going to have to watch this a bit grainy stream for the next 3.5 hours. But yeah, you guys can hear me now. Also, I guess we are good to go now. So yeah, hello chat, can you guys hear me now? Hello Lavitz.
Hello, my good friend Nacho.
Yeah, thank you for helping me with commentary, even though you're just
going
going to talk.
Minimalist.
Even though you're just going to talk during maybe 2 segments at most. But it's okay.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, I believe in you. Oh, nice. So I got confirmation. You guys can hear me loud and clear, I hope. Nice, that's really good. Alrighty then. Welcome everyone. Hope you all have been enjoying this marathon. And now it's time to play some Rudra no Hihou. This is actually going to be the first time I'm gonna play this category and on a live marathon, so I'm really excited. Hopefully we can get a good run going. So yeah, should I do a countdown to start the timer? I forgot to ask that.
I assume so.
Alright, yeah, I got the confirmation. So, well, let's go. In 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is it. Hello everyone, I'm Nacho and I got a good friend Lavitz here helping me with commentary. And I'm gonna be playing some Rudra no Hihou, also called Treasure of the Rudras here in the West, even though this game was never released out here. I'm gonna be playing the Japanese version for quite a few reasons. I will explain them later. But yeah, this is actually the last game that Squaresoft released for the Super Famicom, and it really shows. The music is great and the animations, the graphics are really good. But yeah, this is also going to be a glitched run, and without glitches this game will take close to 7 hours. So yeah, there's going to be quite a few big skips. And well, the thing that sets this game apart is the spell system, which is called the mantra system. And the main idea is that you can create your own spells by just entering words on like a library you got. And that's the biggest part about this run. So now I need to enter all of the mantras I'm going to use in the run right away, so hopefully Lavitz can help me a bit there. It's time for some intense menuing, hopefully. Oops.
Yeah, I've talked about how great menuing is in some games and how it can be really fun to watch, like in DQ3, but this game takes the cake because of the way the mantra system works. As you play through the game the first time, at first you're not going to know any of these mantras, obviously. But, when you do play through the first time, you can talk to people and they'll tell you some. There's some mantras that appear in chests. And just going through, you can steal the enemy's spells, actually. And obviously this isn't the first time that Nacho has played this, so he can just automatically put in mantras. And he does so in a very specific order. He wants to place the ones he's going to have be the most useful and use the most in positions that are very, very convenient. And just ones that are very similar.
Oops.
You'll see a lot of them. He'll have a lot of these ones that start with Kope, or Kope, and Ko. They're like, if I'm looking through them right now, and almost all of them start with Ko. And that's because not only are there just the straight up spells, but modifiers as well that can either increase their cost, decrease the cost and increase the power of the spells. So it can have nice strong spells. And he's gonna have things like instant death, healing, reviving, attack and magic attack up. Every single element, every defense down. The most important spell, Iatera, which is your escape spell. You don't really do much fighting in this game. Things to increase hit rate. More or less sacrifice from the Dragon Quest series, where you just give your life up in order to revive everyone else. Invincibility. Like, they're just any number of spells, and then you have the modifiers on top of them, so it's a very in-depth system that really works from a casual output. Kind of Sir Matt, but you don't get... It's not like that. You don't just level up and learn a spell. It's... You can make all the spells at the beginning like he's doing now, or if you don't know how to do that, you play through the game, you learn mantras, you go into the menu, and you start putting them in. But it's faster to just do all of your inputting once and do it all in one menu. And this one he's doing first, which is technically for Riza's scenario, is also the ones we'll be using at the end of the game. But not only does he have to put in all the ones for this scenario itself, he also has to put them in an order, and with other spells that he's not going to use until the end of the game. You said you're not going to use the... You're not going to put in the safety spell, right?
No. I don't have space for it. Right, that's it for
so
my
yeah,
mantras.
So since he has to fill everything up, then he can't actually put in the safety spell to stop the, like, 0.05% chance of the final boss killing him. So that's fun.
Oh yeah, but hopefully that's not gonna happen this time.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We can only dream.
Oh yeah.
I got killed by 3% and 5%. Do you really need to one-up me?
Hopefully not, because if I die there, the last save I have is like 20 minutes before. So it's gonna be a big time loss if that would happen. Hopefully that won't happen. Alright, so let's talk a bit about... Let's talk a bit about this scenario. So this game, the other interesting thing it has is that it is split into 3 starting scenarios, where you play with 3 main characters. You got Sion, the warrior, you got Risa right here, the priestess, and you got Serlen, the archaeologist. Since this one is a glitched run, we are never going to see Sion's scenario. So if there is any fan of Sion, I'm sorry to disappoint. We're going to play a bit of Serlen's scenario, and the only one we are going to complete is going to be this one, Risa's. Right, so the story of Risa is that, well, she's a priestess that has, well, her mother went on a mission many years ago to purify the lands, because this entire world is really polluted. You know, the oceans are dirty, the air is really dirty, everything. And her mother left many years ago to try and cleanse the world. So, and her mother never returned. So Risa is now on a mission to, well, try and find out what happened to her mother, really. And she talked to her grandfather, and her grandfather told her to go to this next town right here, which is the city of Babel, where for some reason the air is clean. And maybe she can find some clues here as to why the air is so clean only on this city. And on the way we ran into this guy, whose name is Gargile, and he was being chased by some guards for some reason. And well, he tells us now that the reason why is because he is leading like a resistance movement here, La Resistance. And well, here you can see also the really strong mantras I've created, by the way. The good thing about these mantras I have is that they're going to make the early game a breeze. And they are also going to make it so that we don't have to really grind at all. Well, I lied, we do have to grind a bit at the start of certain scenario, but I will explain that when the time is due. But for now we just need to advance through Risa's scenario for a bit. We need to, well, advance the story really. We pick up a few items, we're going to have to sell some stuff later on. So having items to sell is gonna help us out to buy better weapons. And yeah, we're just exploring this town now. And well, the idea is that Gargoyle here, who's the leader of the resistance movement I was talking about, and the entire movement is just Gargoyle and a bunch of children. And what they want to do is they want to basically overthrow the mayor of this town, who's charging ridiculously high taxes just to let people live in this town, because it is the only city in the entire world that has clean air. So we just need to do a bunch of events to advance the story, really. And yeah, well, this game, as you notice, is nighttime now. Your progress through each individual story is marked by the day-night cycle. Basically, as days are advancing, you will know that you're progressing with the story. Really, that's the whole thing. And yeah, in this scenario particularly, there's plenty of instances where other characters are going to ask us questions, and it can be more or less important to give the right answer. For instance, right here, I want to say no, and then I want to pick up the second option again. And this is only to get less text, so it's a minor thing. However, further down the road on this scenario, there's going to be quite a few important questions that I need to give the right answer, otherwise I cannot continue with this run in the way I have it all set up. No, there's not a time limit. The thing is, as you're progressing with the story, the in-game days are going to advance. Because, well, the main story is that, okay, so this is a cutscene where Risa was born, and she was born with a jade on her forehead. That's going to be important later on. The so-called jade bearers, who they are, what are they destined to do, and all of that. But yeah, the main story of this game, I guess you could say, is... so there's been going on this sort of cyclic Wheel of Time-like thing going on, where every 4,000 years, all races have been wiped out to give room for new races. And well, the humans have been around for almost 4,000 years. So it's only 15 days until their scheduled extinction. And well, all three different characters are going through their scenarios. They sometimes meet with each other, they go around on the same universe. They meet each other, and in the end, well, they all three main characters plus a fourth one join and go to the final scenario. However, in this run, well, I don't want to spoil too much, but we're going to get a few different helpers to join us on the final scenario.
I mean, at this point, up until the actual end game, there's only one more thing I need to really talk about, and that's what I really don't like about this category. So, the reason this game, if you actually did all scenarios, Nacho said it's about 7 hours. This run is much shorter, and it cuts out my favorite part of the game personally. During one of the scenarios we don't get to see, there's actually going to be a flying train, and I really like the flying train.
Oh yeah.
This skips all of that entirely. Making
Yeah.
me so sad.
I'm sorry, Lavitz, but yeah, that happens during science scenarios. I will be talking about what Science is gonna be doing during the run. Even though we are going to see him, we are just never going to play as Scion. And personally, I am a bit sad about that as well, because Science scenario has my favorite character, who's Foxy. So, yeah. But I mean, we do have Marina, so that's nice also. But yeah, that's the mayor of the city, and he's just throwing guards after guards at us. And we are just going to use our very strong mantras against them.
Who would have guessed that the mayor is evil?
Oh
The game's
yeah.
never done that before.
Yeah, that's never been seen before.
Once we figure out what he's doing, though, it's very interesting. I think he got some ideas from Dr. Robotnik.
Okay, nice. No encounters there. If you're really unlucky, you can get encounters on that very small platform at the top. Okay, so here we're going to confront this guy, and he's gonna throw a big scary robot at us. And that's gonna be our first boss fight. And this is a good opportunity to explain a bit more about the game mechanics and about other spells that are going to be really, really useful. So we got, for instance, right here, this is a mantra that increases our spirit, and spirit is the most important stat in this game. So what spirit does, also called intellect, it increases it increases the damage of, oh, nice block. It increases the damage of ranged weapons for some reason, and it also increases the power of every single mantra we cast. And this includes offensive mantras, damage mantras, buffing mantras, debuffing mantras, well, everything. It increases the effect of everything. So the idea behind most boss fights really is going to be to use this mantra, and this mantra is especially tailored to max out our spirit in just one cast. And that's why it costs 15 MP. But that mantra is going to give us 127 spirit, which is really a lot, and that's the key to how we can beat this game without grinding and with very efficient usage of mantras. Because as you can imagine, we use that mantra and our entire party has 127 spirit. So when they debuff enemies, their debuff mantra is going to reduce the enemy defense by a lot. When we use offensive mantras, our offensive mantras are going to have immense power. When we heal, we're going to heal for a lot, and so on. You get the idea. And that's like the main, not really exploit, but the main game mechanic we use in order to progress through the game and to really blow through all bosses. But yeah, we defeated the final boss, and turns out that Kulgan had all of these purifying butterflies trapped, and now they're free, so they have released they have cleansed the air of the entire world. And at this point, well, Gargile says that he's gonna get us a boat so we can go to the southern continent, so we can keep looking for our mother, because that's what Risa wants to do, really. But in the meantime, we need to go all the way back and do a lot of backtracking, because we need to talk to Risa's grandfather again to progress the story. And oops, I used the wrong mantra there. It's okay, it's okay. I didn't have the right... something that also is, well, not really that important, but it helps optimize things, is cursor memory, as you can imagine. Remembering where you left your cursor on all 4 of your party members can help you save those little seconds every now and then. But yeah, you are seeing me now here using the escape mantra. As David said, it's one of the most important mantras. It costs 1 MP and it allows me to escape from all random encounters, all non-forced encounters I can run from, guaranteed, with this mantra. Later on, when I get more characters on my party, I can play around and, like, depending on my party members' speed, and depending on the enemy's speed, I can try and gamble with some what I like to call free runaways. And what free runaways are is basically not using the mantra to try and escape, but just using the normal escape command. And that's convenient sometimes because the normal escape command is a lot faster. You don't get the animation, just your characters just leave, just run the other way, and it's much faster. But the problem is that it is not guaranteed to work, unlike the mantra. So there's a bit of a gamble there you can do, where you can sometimes save a few seconds every time on every encounter. But for now, since Risa is alone, the safest thing to do is to just use the mantra with her. Another thing is that,
someone
well...
asked about multiple scenarios.
Oh yeah, okay, see, yeah, this game has...
It's 3 in a final, right?
Yeah, you got 3 starting scenarios, with 3 main characters and their own parties. And, well, the idea normally is that you would beat all 3 of those scenarios, and then you could access the final one. And, well, all 3 of those scenarios play on the, well, on the same world, you know, on the same days. They all have this same day system going on. But yeah, on this run, we are not going to beat all scenarios. We're just going to trick the game into thinking we did so. And once again, I don't want to spoil that much, because I think that if there's anyone who has played this game in chat, they might be a bit surprised at seeing how everything plays out. But yeah, now we got the boat. So now the little kids are going to force Gargile to join us. So now we got another party member. Nice! But yeah, Gargile is fairly useful. He's quite fast, not the fastest on this scenario, but decently fast. And he can equip machine guns and rifles, which are going to come in very handy for a couple bosses. Oh yeah, also, I should explain a couple things. First, why am I playing on the English version? I mean, no, why am I not playing on the English version? Yes, there is a patch. It is a very good one, I should say. However, okay, one main reason is that entering mantras in that version would take me twice as long, because mantras in the English version have twice as many characters. So it would take me like, I don't know, 6 minutes just to enter the mantras, which is a lot. And also the other reason is that the English patch has a very strange bug on, and it's not a good one, on boss fights mainly, where the speed of all enemies gets completely thrown like it's completely unpredictable after the first turn. And while I could like root that, it will completely change most of the strats we use. So to me, it's, well, Japanese is much faster, so I prefer playing this version. But yeah, there we stopped by. We met another one of the main characters, who's Sorland. Right here. Sorland is the archaeologist, and we're going to play as him for a bit. His scenario is key to setting up all of the big glitches in this run. So we are going to see a bit of Sorland, that's for sure. Ooh, I don't have MP with you, okay? So now we got this weird plant who's blocking this path. So I need to use a holy water on you. And do some equipping.
Holy water is a healing item and it doesn't remove encounters. Now I can't understand anything that's happening.
Yeah, me neither. It's alright, this one is a scripted fight. You need to wait 5 turns before you can do damage to this enemy. And in the meantime, all you can do is defend. So we're going to do that. So this weird plant had this little lizard dude. And he broke free now, so we can just kill the plant. We could have done damage to the lizard dude, but it would have done nothing, so it's just faster to defend. Okay, and now 4 turns have passed, so we can actually kill this plant. So yeah, this little guy is here now. He's gonna appear very soon. The little lizard guy. That's it. He's Pippin. Pippin is... well, he calls himself the Lizard King, and he's demanding for us to take him to the Dragon God ruins. Why? We don't know, but he believes he's the king, and he believes we should take him there. We are not going to, spoilers. Actually, you don't have to do this. It's like a side quest, but it's not mandatory. We're just going to forget all about it. Okay, and now we have 3 party members. We can try and abuse more the escapes on random encounters. Pippin and Gargoyle are really fast, so what we can do is we can set the turn order in such a way that they both act first, and both of them are going to attempt to escape normally. And more often than not, well, not this time, but more often than not, they are going to escape. And it's going to save me that animation of the escape mantra, which is very nice. This scenario is really nice in that regards, in that it gives you 2 really fast characters really early. So you can escape from a lot of random encounters very quickly.
And it's really nice that this game actually lets you choose when your players are gonna go.
Oh yeah,
That's really abusable, and I don't know too many RPGs that have more than one person where I would not want that advantage.
Oh yeah, that's really convenient. So yeah, we are using the escape mantra now, and we just leave the place right away. The escape mantra is gonna come in it's gonna be very important to set up the main glitches that are used in this run. So the lowdown is that there are some places where you cannot use the escape mantra to leave the place, leave the dungeon. And it's usually places that have like more than one exit, or some dungeons where you need to do some when you still got some events to do, you know. But we can trick the game into letting us use the escape mantra in those places. And that kind of breaks the games a bit, because sometimes the game won't know where to put us, and we can end up in unexpected locations. But yeah, it is very nice. For now we're not going to abuse it that much. But yeah, it's gonna be very, very important. Right, so now we need to do our first save and reset. Now it's time to play a bit of Sorlen scenario. So as I mentioned at the start, Sorlen is another one of the main characters. He's an archaeologist, and well, the leader of the group he's in, Dr. Muench, discovered one of these weird stones, the Lago Stone of the Rudras, and he wants to examine it, but he's gonna ask Sorlen and Legin, you know, the other dude right there, to go and pick up a holy grail to repel the evil from this statue. But before all of that, we need to set up our mantras and do a little bit of grinding. And it's gonna be important here that we grind. You will see why very soon. So. Luckily in this scenario I don't need as many mantras, so this is gonna be quite faster, hopefully.
Yeah, Nacho's a lot like me and a lot like most of the Dragon Quest runners, because he's also a Dragon Quest runner. And hiragana and katakana are nothing for him, but kanji is very evil, and we don't like kanji, so we don't learn it. We don't need it for most video games. Like, everything that he's inputting right now is in katakana, so you only have to use one of the 3 text types that the Japanese have. And yeah, got a little bit more mantras to do, but, you know, nothing big compared to, like, the beginning one.
Oh yeah.
It's scary.
But yeah, now we are going to enter the only grinding section of the run. Luckily we have very strong mantras, and even more luckily is that right at the start of Sorlen's scenario, we get this place with really high level enemies. And we got mantras that are strong enough to kill them in one shot, so that's very, very convenient. So the goal here is we want to get Sorlen to at least level 9. That is the main goal, and that is for a couple reasons. As I mentioned earlier, Sorlen's scenario is key to doing many of the glitches in this run. And one of those glitches involves going through the end game of this scenario, the final days of this scenario, at a very otherwise low level. And we have to go through some very scary areas, and we cannot save while we go through those areas. Okay, one more level. So by grinding up to level 9, we can guarantee that we can survive even the worst of encounters there. Don't worry, this grind is really fast. I think one more encounter should do it. And well, the other reason we get level 9 here is that at level 9, well, all other party members on this scenario are going to join at the same level that my main character, in this case Sorlen. So that means that Torque and Lolo are also going to join at level 9, and that's going to allow me to do a couple faster strats on the few bosses I'm gonna fight on this scenario. But yeah, we're done with the grind. It's a really short grind. I don't know if you can even call it a grind, really. It's like, what, 4 minutes? Which is very nice. Although, to be honest, you could, in theory, not do the grind, but then the section I mentioned we have to do later would be really a coin flip, whether you can make it through or not. So it is much better to just do the grind. Well, yeah, actually, speaking again of the patch, you know, most of the mantras that I'm using here have a translation, you could say, but it's not the same the other way around. There's many mantras that you can find online or whatever on the English version that you just cannot use on the original one, because the translation for those mantras would take like 8-9 characters, so they just don't fit. So yeah, this is the Holy Grail, and it got stolen by some...
So what you're telling me is, we've already saved the world, and then after we saved the world, we found the Holy Grail. Like, this game wastes no time in being like, yes, you're at the end of the game already.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, we lost the Holy Grail, and now we need to retrieve it, and that's going to be Serlent's mission for a while. Oh, okay, also something else that I haven't been talking about is that, well, this version is, I mean, this category I'm doing is any percent glitched, and I guess it could be done faster, but that is because the Japanese version has some cheat codes, you could say, and there's actually a route that uses them. But I don't play that category because I don't like the cheat codes. Okay, so what the cheat codes do is, if you are on the very first day of any character and you enter some very specific mantras on the very last spot you have on your mantra thingy, you can activate some secret effects, and some of them are really broken. For instance, one of them is you get no random encounters at all, period. Another one is every single mantra costs 1 MP. Only 1 MP. Another one is remove all battle animations and that kind of stuff. And while playing the glitched version using those mantras is like a whole hour faster. I don't like playing it like that. It's really no fun. So that's why I rooted, because this is a route I mostly did myself, especially the end game, to be able to do it with normal mantras, you know, not with those broken 1 MP mantras that break everything. Even though the mantras we have now are really strong too. So yeah, we need to advance the story a bit here. And catching up with the plot. So we lost the Holy Grail, right? And we went and talked to Dr. Muench, and he said, oh, it's no problem, you know, there's some other holy objects that we can use. So he sent us to the volcano where Master Solon is, who's a person that knows a lot. And hopefully he can tell us where to find some other holy objects. And also the volcano is a very important part of the glitched run. As I said before, there are some areas where you can normally not use the escape mantra. And the volcano is one of those, because it has like 3 different exits. And the game normally doesn't know where to put you if you wanted to use the mantra, so it's just not gonna let you. However, we are going to trick the game into letting us use the mantra in the volcano later on. So yeah, now this guy here, Master Solon, tells us that there's another holy item, the holy robes, at the Horn Shrine, which is where Risa just was. And he's gonna ask this little guy here, Sorg, to join us. And as I mentioned before, he's level 9 now, so that's very good. Now we can talk to this guy and, well, get a free MP refill, thank you. I didn't want this, but I'll take it. And we can save here too. And we can save and reset again. And we go back to Risa's scenario for a little bit. So yeah, the first 2 hours, the first 2 hours of this run, I would say, are going to be just alternating between me playing through Risa's and Sterling scenarios, and changing between them at very specific moments. And this is going to essentially confuse the game if I do it in a very specific way. It's going to confuse the game into sometimes let us use the escape mantra when we are not supposed to. And that's gonna have some unintended results. So yeah, this is our boy Zion. This is gonna be one of the few times we will get to see Zion and his party. But yeah, Zion is also a Jade Bearer. He got his on a fight with a giant, Surt. And on that fight, also 2 of his friends, Hihou and Rostam, died. So he wants revenge. By the way, Hihou and Rostam are going to be really important on this run. But yeah, now we made it to Dano. And when we leave this place, we're going to set the escape mantra flag. So by doing that, we can just save and reset and go back to Sterling scenario. And now we're here. We can use the escape mantra. And okay, that was a bit uninteresting. All that did is, well, it removed some backtracking, so it's not a big time save, but it is something. But don't worry, later down the road we're going to go places using this trick. So yeah, also by the way, in this little boat cutscene, I hope you like it, because we're going to see it a lot. One of my main complaints about Sterling scenario, I should say, is that the start is really low, it's really slow, I wanna say. Takes us a while before we can get Sterling into its very first dungeon. And most of the start of this scenario is just going back and forth between the volcano and the inn of Oriab to talk to Dr. Muent. So yeah, here for instance we are seeing the effects of what Risa did, which is to purify the earth. And this is also something that happens as you're playing through one scenario, you're going to see the effects of what the other characters are doing in their scenarios. So the whole story just is tied together. But yeah, our next mission now is going to be to find the Holy Robes, since we lost the Holy Grail. And we need to go to the Horn Shrine, which is where Risa was. Risa went there to... well, she's tracking her mother. And basically, most of the first part of Risa's scenario is going to be she going to places where she's been told that her mother has been. Yeah, and the other good thing about the grind I did is that my party now is really high level. So they have really high speed, which means they're going to get that free runaway most of the time. Which is very, very convenient. I need to kill this guy. This one is a forced encounter. You cannot run from this. Luckily, it's a very harmless little guy, so he dies in one hit to anything, really.
You just wanted to be friends. You just walk up and stab him in the face.
I have to, man. I have to. He drops a very good item.
Story dictates.
Yeah, man. And no, he was just in the way, really. That's why you have to do it. He's the only little guy you cannot dodge. But yeah, here we are at the Horn Shrine, where we are going to hopefully get the Holy Robes. And hopefully nothing bad's going to happen. What could go
I'm sure
wrong?
nothing bad'll happen. This is a JRPG.
Yeah.
Everything always goes well. Never got issues that happen in the middle of it. We already saved the world. It only took like 5 minutes. This is
Yeah,
all
man.
victory walk now for 3 scenarios.
Yeah, this is the endgame content. Oh yeah, we open the chest and there we are. There they are, the Holy Robes. So let's just walk out. And look who's here. It's the thieves again. And this time they have names. They are Dune and Kido, or Sid. And well, this part is a bit weird. Basically, they ask if they can see the Holy Robes. And we say yes, and they knock us out and steal it. Because Sorlen is really, really naive. So now we have no Holy Robes and no Holy Grail. Nice job, Sorlent. Now we need to go back and report that we lost another holy object. Man, Sorlent, really nothing goes well for Sorlent. And it's only gonna get worse for the poor guy.
You should really learn better, like... People have already stolen once, and you're gonna trust them? The
Yeah,
thing is
man.
being too trustworthy.
Yeah,
Someone
he's too
needs to
naive.
sit him down.
Yeah,
There goes the little guy again.
Oh yeah. I'm
Oh, I
sorry,
feel even
little
worse.
guy. Yeah, man, Sorlen really can't get anything right. But don't worry, he's gonna make it up. Maybe. Or maybe he just won't have time for it, who knows.
I believe in him.
I believe in him when I played the game for the first time. And he let me down for like 7 entire in-game days.
Did he pull a Prince Mechanic on you?
Kind of. Alright, so
he
we're
can
back.
be useful. Oh no, he's just bad off.
Yeah. Okay, so we're back, and there's this little doll people taking away a child. And Sorlen did nothing. He just moved aside and let him kidnap that little child. Man, Sorlen is really... He needs to be more proactive, dude.
Goodbye, small child. Have fun with the dolls. They're going to
Yeah.
eat me. That's fine.
Yeah, go
Oh, they're
ahead.
playing.
Yeah, so actually Sorlen here is like, oh, okay, because the other people ask him to save the children, but he's like, okay, but first I need to go talk to this guy, so I'll go later. He doesn't care. But yeah, now this guy, Dr. Muench, is going to tell us, okay, go save the children, please. Don't be so heartless, dude. The children are in need.
Don't worry, Omnipotent Opus. You're not going to see too much of the story. Plus, it's all in Japanese. You'd have to play the
Oh,
English
yeah,
text
yeah.
to know what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to, I can not talk about the plot at all. But that would give me nothing to talk about, so... It's a bit difficult. Alright, so now I need to Oh, I got a lot of money, that's nice. Right, so I need to... So yeah, there I did a bit of shopping. And well, the other really important aspect of this game in terms of battle mechanics is elemental properties of equipment. So I would say like 90% of the bosses have a certain element, and they will use attacks of a certain element. And the best way to mitigate that damage really is to have the right gear on you. So this game has, well, it has like 6 elements, well, like 8, but 6 of them are opposing with each other. So you got fire, which opposes water, and lightning opposes wind, and light opposes dark. So the idea is that opposite elements deal double damage against each other, while same element deals half as much damage only. So if I want to mitigate damage from a certain element, I just need to put on the equipment that corresponds to that element. And that is just a huge part of mitigating damage in many fights in this game, really. Having the right gear for you. Well, there's also some other gear that's useful for the stats, you know. Some boots have speed, which can come in really handy to have one of your characters outspeed an enemy. Some weapons are also good too, but the most important thing by far is the elemental property. Oh, that's Scion again, by the way. Say hi to him.
What's a Scion? There's only 2 paths in this game. What are you talking about?
Yeah, who's Scion?
It's a random NPC that's following us around.
Yeah. He can be important. We don't even use him. Alright, so now we got the
You know what he does have?
What? Oh, the flying train, right?
Of course. My favorite thing in the game that we just don't get to see.
I knew it. Right, so another save and quit there to go back to Risa's scenarios for a little bit. And this is again done to set up an escape on certain scenario. It's another minor escape that's just going to eliminate a bit of backtracking, but it's still good, and we still need to. Eventually we need to do all of Risa's scenarios, so we're just going to do it in small bursts for now. But yeah, Risa came to the Western continent, and the Western continent also happens to be the home continent of that guy Scion we have been talking about every now and then. Yeah, because apparently her mother was here studying mantras. So we need to collect clues. And one of the clues we get here is that someone saw a woman like Risa many years ago go into the spirit temple. However, the spirit temple is not something you can just waltz right in. You need to have permission from the king. So now Risa's mission is going to be to get an audience with the king, to try and get permission.
So why did her mother have to come here to study for mantras? Why didn't she just pull up the game fact? And she could have like stayed with her child and raised them instead of being a deadbeat mom.
I don't know, man. It's video game logic. You just don't argue with it. But yeah, here we come and we can talk to this little guy who happens to be Scion's brother. Again, Scion keeps popping up, dude. But he can get an audience with the king. So that's very nice. But enough of that. Now we need to save and quit again. And back
so
to...
at this point, Risa's mother has left her. We saw a small child get carried off by dolls. And now Scion is going on an adventure and leaving his little brother alone. What is
Something
adult
like
supervision
that.
and why doesn't it exist in this game?
I have no idea at all.
This is taking free-range parroting to another level, and it's another level in a world that has magic. Nothing good can come from that.
Definitely. But yeah, okay, finally we can...
A small child just got killed.
Yeah, but yeah, finally we can play some dungeon with Scion after a very, very long time. As I mentioned before, it takes a while before we can actually get into a dungeon with this guy. We get a nice item there. That's the Fall Stone. It is a fire elemental ring. And as I mentioned before, we want to have like a big assortment of different elemental items, so we can mix and match and have the right elemental protection against the right bosses. Yeah, this is a very small dungeon. We just need to go back and forth, hit a few switches. No big deal. And we're going to prepare for the first boss fight. And by the way, also, Sorland has a very good boss team, so I hope you're all ready for some Spirit Chaser. This is a very good song. I very like it. Alright. Should be good to go. So once again, we're going to do the same thing we did with Risa. We're going to buff our Spirit, but also we're going to lower this enemy's magic defense. Oh wow, he got an ambush. Okay, that's really rare. Can't remember the last time this guy got... Oh, and by the way, yeah, bosses in this game can get back attacks on you, so that's fun. But yeah, in this game, every single encounter can ambush you, can give you a back attack. 420, nice. So you need to be prepared, really.
Lavit's luck is already in force, is what you're telling me.
Oh yeah, no, but it's okay though.
My dragon
it's okay.
Get backed by this guy.
Yeah, it's all good though. Luckily, I mean, normally if you were playing this scenario without the grind I did, this boss would be really hard. I wouldn't have nearly as much HP as I do now. So getting ambushed by this guy and the little dolls would be really scary. But luckily, we are level 9, which is a lot higher than we should be here. So, but yeah, that's something you need to keep in mind when playing this game, is that every single enemy, bosses, anything, can ambush you. Even some bosses are guaranteed to get the first hit on you. So you need to plan that, keep that in mind. For instance, for many bosses, I do have two different plans. One if I do get an ambush, and another one if I don't. But yeah, that's another use of the escape mantra, which I should not be able to do. But with the magic of swapping scenarios, anything is possible.
Can the final boss back attack?
It's guaranteed. The first phase at least.
It's guaranteed that the final boss...
Yeah.
That is the rudest thing of all time.
Yeah.
Why?
No, dude. Actually, I think...
Is it at least like a set thing? That it's like in
no, but it's not. No, it's not that bad, really. I mean, this game is rooted, keeping that in mind. So it's not as bad as it sounds, really. But yeah, in the final scenario, I think nearly every single boss is going to get the first hit on you. So yeah, that gets really fun, really fast. But hey!
So what you're telling me is we could get to the end of the game and the final boss can just like insta-wipe you without you having literally any chance to stop it?
No, it's not that bad.
Is at least the insta-kill stop from ambush turn?
No, the insta-kill comes on the third phase, and the final boss cannot ambush you on that phase, so we're good. It's only the first one. And really, as I was saying, hang on, I need to do this. As I was saying, this game is rooted, keeping in mind, thinking ahead, thinking that bosses are going to ambush you, so you are always going to be prepared. So yeah, by the way, we're here watching these nice little clips, and then all of a sudden there's a loud roar on the basement. So we need to go investigate. Look at this music, so exciting. Argon has to go to the basement, except we are not. We're going to come to the town for a very nice safety item right here. Oops. Magical
Why
leaf.
do people trust Serland with literally anything?
I have no idea, but yeah. Anyway, we just got...
Hey, here's this grail. Sorry, I lost it.
Yeah. Okay, so we
Here's
just got
these
a very...
robes. Sorry, I lost it.
Yeah, hang on, let me use this. This is the magical leaf. It's going to give me 10 max MP, which is gonna be very handy. And this one is going to actually double dip in a way. It's gonna be worth twice as much. You will see why very soon. But yeah, now we finally came to the basement, and it's too late, of course. Dr. Mew, she's dead. And the Jade has broken from this Rudra stone, this Lago stone. And the Rudra has revived. And he's very angry. He's going to attack. And he's going to punch the Jade into Sorland. Oh, and by the way, it's also going to kill him. As if Sorland's day could not get any worse. Now he's dead. Good job. But yeah, now we get to explore the Netherworld, which is where, well, all of the ghosts and dead souls wander. And look at that, we find Kurgan here. You may remember him, you may have seen him in scenarios such as Risa's. And yeah, he says he knows of a way to go back to life, essentially. And we all know Sorland, so he's gonna blindly trust him. So let's follow him. He went to the Museum of Magic in the Netherworld. By the way, this song slaps. Check out this bass. This sick bass.
No, seriously, why does anyone trust this man with anything?
I have no idea anymore. But yeah, Sorland is a very naive person, very gullible. He just does what any random person tells him to do. Now he's coming to the Museum of Magic, where another Lago Stone lies. This one is the Lago Stone of the humans. And well, Kugan is asking Sorland to revive the Rudra of the humans. I mean, what can go wrong? He says that this Rudra is nice and friendly, and is going to bring prosperity to the human race. And who are we not to believe him, really? And now we go back, and now we are asked to free the seal from this sword using Sorland's Jade.
I'm sure that breaking the seal in something called the Apocalypse Blade can't possibly go wrong, right?
Oh yeah, this one is the Apocalypse Blade. But yeah, guess what?
Sorland
was tricked again. He got his soul absorbed by the Apocalypse Blade, which he freed too. So now Hausen has one of the strongest mythical blades in the game. So now with this, Hausen can go back to the surface and do what he does best, which is just to mess everything up.
So
Yeah.
far, I've seen Scion do so much more properly, and I haven't seen him do anything because we didn't play that scenario. Zero is a lot better than like -10.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, at this point in the game, I think Sorland is riding the floating train, the anti-gravity train. So yeah, our good boy Hausen here completely killed everyone in this town, Napdol. Everyone here from this point on are going to be zombies. So yeah, good job, Sorland. Now, well, Hausen doesn't need the sword anymore, so it's just gonna drop it here. Oh, and yeah, by the way, Kulgan just took Sorland's body. So now, poor Sorland is trapped in a sword. He has no body, and I mean no body. Yeah, things are not looking very good for him. By the way, this is the only moment in the entire game we get to hear this song, and it's a very nice one. But yeah, now Sorland finds himself in Gafu, which is this place where this nice little person is. This guy's Gomorrah, and he's the master of evolution. And well, he tells us that Hausen is actually bad. And yeah, he's gonna lend us a body so we can go back to the surface. Because our body was stolen. So we need to choose one, and we're going to choose first the body of a warrior. By the way, these guys are the friends of Zion I mentioned before. And who died.
Friends of who?
Zion. Who's Zion? I don't know, but they are his friends. But yeah,
Like
they're there,
Hardon.
and for some reason their bodies are down here. And Gomorrah has them, and he's gonna let us borrow them for a while. What a nice fella. So yeah,
It
now we
doesn't
have
put
a
up
body.
any like flags.
No, not
You
yet.
stole someone's body. Just no flag.
No,
like-
not yet.
Sterling, please. Please, dude. Hey, here, you can use this dead body from this person that I totally didn't kill.
Well, it's all good because now we have a body, we can use these war points. Normally these war points would be really... There's a lot of them going around the world. And they would be really useful throughout the rest of Zion... I mean, Sorland. Who's Zion? The rest of Sorland scenario. However, this is the only one we really are going to use. And yeah, we are now back in the surface, in the volcano. Oops. And, well, Sorland is telling people that he is Sorland, but clearly no one believes him. I mean, Sork, right there, he wanted to attack Sorland because he thought he was a demon from the netherworld. But yeah, Solom kind of believes him, but he's not so sure. But Solom also tells Sorland that if he really is Sorland, the way to get his body back would be retrieving the Holy Grail. So that sends us back to our original quest. We need to find the Holy Grail.
Don't forget Legan and Lolo.
No, we need to get lots of stuff. But yeah, this is also a point in the run that I got a big message, a big thing on my notes written in big red letters. Don't forget to get the rest of your party. I once killed a run because I forgot this, and I completely killed the glitch. So now I need to go back to the town, and the rest of my party are going to be waiting there, and I can recruit them. And once I get a full party, I can return to the volcano and set up the main glitch, really. Because, well, if you don't have a full party, and I had to learn this the hard way, I kill a run like this. If you don't have a full party, and you just keep going through with the game, you're going to reach a cutscene where if you don't have all 4 party members, you're going to soft lock. And that just kills the run. So this is very, very important.
Sterling making the game soft lock sounds exactly like something he would do at this point.
Yeah. I wasn't even surprised when it happened. It was like, oh, another Sterling thing. It's like hashtag yes Sterling things. But yeah, we're going to see a bit more of this boat, this peaceful boat cutscene. And also, yes, this boat cutscene is a nice break when you need it. And it's very handy also when you're playing this game glitchless, you know, all scenarios glitchless, which is a run that's a bit over 6.5 hours. Not counting credits, of course. And you play this scenario, this is the third scenario you play on that run. So at this point in the run, when you're playing glitchless all scenarios, it's been like 5 hours or so. So all of these boats going back and forth is really, really convenient if you need to take a break. Oops. It is very nice.
And in that category, we get to see the flying train. Also.
Oh
very
yeah,
cool.
you get to see, and you get to board the flying train. You get a whole tour of the floating continents. We will get to see the floating continents eventually, don't you worry about it. We're going to see them when they crash down, though. Oh yeah. Good catch there. When I rejoined the party there, it was Lolo, the little kid, the one who recognized that Surlen was indeed Surlen, but a different body. So that's when, like, the whole party was like, oh, okay, you're Surlen, that's good.
It's the little kid
Lolo.
from the Sixth
So
Sense.
yeah, and also Lolo joins us for some reason. Yeah. Alright, so now we got a full party. We can go back to the volcano and set up the big glitch in the game. So yeah, this is a lot of back and forth we need to do, but trust me, it is a lot faster. But
So
yeah,
in single scenarios, I assume you're not allowed to set up glitches, right? Like using other scenarios?
Oh yeah. I mean, well, the main setup of the glitches is done by swapping between Risa's and certain scenario, really. So by the way, this is important. I take this world, I go to the nether world, and then I go back. Right away. And that's going to trick the game into thinking the last place I went was the nether world, and that's important. So now we save and reset. Go to Risa's scenario for a bit. And where were we with Risa? Alright, we had to get an audience with the king. So let's go and do that, shall we?
Oh, King, I'm a random girl who's trying to find my mother. Will you talk to me? Why does that work? It's almost as bad as Serlet, but a king. Oh no, never let Serlet be a king. Nothing good could ever come from that. Oh no, it's a bad idea. That's how your kingdom gets destroyed. What does this button do? Sir, that launches all of our nukes. Don't touch that. Ooh, button. Click.
Hey, I mean, at
By
least
country.
it's not Serlen talking to the king.
In somebody else's body, no less.
Yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, the king is nice enough. He knows Risa's mother, and he's nice enough to grant us permission to go to the Temple of Spirit. And he's also gonna help us with a bit of money. We're going to get 100 Ragu, which by the way is the currency in this world. Yes, the currency is pasta sauce. By the way,
Like a
those
hard
chests...
currency to carry around.
Yeah, I know, man. But yeah, by the
You
way,
have these
those
100 things of pasta sauce.
those color chests, I want to, let me, before I forget about it, the color chests are special chests that only can be opened by the right Jade Bearer. And the green ones, only Risa can open them. And that one is kind of important. It has one of the best pieces of armor in the game, the Tybalt Mail. It has really high defenses. I have no idea why it's right there this early in the game, but it is really convenient. So and it is also, it has no elemental property, so that can be good and bad, who knows. Yeah, I need to save here, and we can enter the Spirit Temple. These guards out here, they don't want us in unless, I mean, they think the king told us to come, but if we tell them no, then they are going to let us in. And also, this part is important a bit. I mentioned at the start of this that sometimes you need to answer questions in a specific way, and this is one of those instances. I need to choose water, so I can fight water guardians here. And why water guardians? Well, because I can use fire on them. And... goodbye, Pippin. By the way, that was intentional. I killed Pippin there so that Risa and Gargoyle could get the experience from that encounter. And that's very useful. Well, in this game, really, since you don't need to fight any random encounters. You only need to fight the mandatory ones, so you can kind of root your experience gains. And at this point, I kill Pippin so that Risa can get a level up, and that level up is really important actually. That level up is gonna give Risa just enough speed so she can outspeed an encounter coming up very soon. Alright, so... So yeah, we have to choose between Gargoyle and Pippin, and Gargoyle is going to be more useful in the near future, so I'm sorry Pippin. Oh, my phone. It's okay, I'm gonna throw it away. So yeah, now we are at the Spirit Forest, where we have been told that Risa's mother has been. So let's go explore. And who is this person? I have no idea, but she doesn't want to talk to us. She just pushes us away and tells us to go home. But we are just gonna move on forward. With or without her help. Okay. Okay, and just here we get ambushed, or hopefully not ambushed, but we get attacked by some scary ghosts. Okay, no ambush, that's really good. But yeah, this is the encounter I was talking about. Now Risa barely can outspeed these guys, so she can kill them. Otherwise, it's 4 of them, and they hit really hard. And only Risa has protection against dark attacks, which they use. Oh yeah, and also we run back, and this person is now possessed, and it's going to attack. And no ambush again, this is really good. Okay, this fight is gonna be free. Also, you may have noticed that I moved Risa to the front row, and there's a reason for that. All characters in the front row, when it comes to single target attacks, like how to say this? Okay, when an enemy is going to use a single target attack, for most attacks there's a 25% chance for that attack to only target people in the front row. So moving people who have better defenses against a boss can help you mitigate damage by redirecting the attack to whoever can tank it better. Oh, and by the way, that was Risa's mother, and she died now.
Good job, Risa. You pulled a Serlin. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Oh man.
I was honestly waiting for Serlin to find her mother first and end up killing her mother. I've never seen you run his scenario, so I didn't know that he literally just messes things up constantly.
Yeah, it happens. But anyway, now Risa wants to progress to Mantra Peak. But in order to go there, we need to get permission from this guy, and clearly he's not gonna just let us waltz right in. Especially not after we kill Aqua, Risa's mother. Okay, these encounters are very, very scary. So I need to really focus here. It's 4 encounters, one after another, with no breaks in between. Ooh, that was a low damage roll there. Hopefully it's gonna be enough. Alright, good. But yeah, that was an Earth Guardian. Now we gotta fight one Water Guardian. Luckily we can use fire for this one, so that's convenient. But yeah, and all of these guys are incredibly fast, so they are always going to get one hit on us. And well, they all get back attacks on us too. Like these 3 guys, the Fire Guardians.
very kind of them to all stand in place and take their turns properly and not just attack you all at once with their different defenses.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, and this is the final boss, Soma. Not that Soma, by the way. Please no. This is Soma with an S, so he's much nicer. Luckily for us.
I was thinking Soma Cruz from Castlevania. I didn't even think about Zoma.
Oh no, I always think about that Soma.
The DQ3 runner, I'm not surprised you would think about that Zoma.
Yeah, man. I'm traumatized to this day. Our boy Soma. Well, luckily this is a very nice fight though, so... And we get a very useful item here, the Soma shoes. They are wind elemented and they give us +4 speed, which is gonna come in very handy later on in this scenario. Oh yeah, now we're done here, we can once again save and reset. And go back to Rostam scenario. And if we cast the escape mantra here... Ooh, what is this place? What is this town? So yeah, we find the ghost of Dr. Newens here, who's telling us basically that we are on the final day of this scenario, that we need to defeat Hausen now. So we just skipped like, I'm not sure, like 7-8 days of this scenario. Oh, by the way, look at Sorlen's sprite now. The game clearly is not expecting to see Rostam here. Oh yeah, and this is Zion's party, and this party is a bit important because Zion is gonna ask me if I want to trade items so we can go fight the final boss of this scenario, and we're like, what? So we choose not to trade anything. A nice shape-shifting, by the way. Oh yeah, and this is very important. That question right there is going to determine the type of boss I'm gonna fight, well, fight quotation marks, very soon. Right, I need to do some menuing here, hang on. I need to make some money. Gonna be enough. I need to buy this. So yeah, now we need to prepare for the final dungeon of this scenario. And we are level 9. We need to equip our good stuff. So let's go. But before that, I need to set up another nice... Hang on, I need to set up another nice glitch here. It's a very minor glitch, but it's important. So that mantra I just used here, it's an elemental barrier. And that's gonna cut the damage I take of that element, in this case thunder, by a half. And I got a couple of party members with also thunder gear, so on them they're going to take a quarter of damage. And the other nice thing is that, for some reason, and this is a glitch by the way, when you cast... oh, these are the scary enemies I'm talking about, by the way. When you cast an elemental barrier mantra, and you run from an encounter, the effect is going to persist. It's going to stick with you for a bunch of encounters. And that's what I wanted to do here, because those enemies are really scary. They are really fast. And without this, if they ambush me, it would be... they could kill me easily. Very, very easily. So, yeah, I need this. And also, this is the reason, again, why I grinded so much in this scenario. For this part, really. So I could survive this. Because, as I mentioned before, I need to do this, and I cannot save while I'm doing this. Oh yeah, these guys can hit very hard. But yeah, we are reaching the end of certain scenarios, but we are still on Rostam's body. So that's a bit weird, I guess. But yeah, we are almost there. So right here. This is important. I need to set up equipment on Rostam. The rest of the guys, I don't care about them. Rostam needs to have a very specific set of equipment now. But yeah, this is Hausen. Somehow Hausen has been doing things all over the world. By the way, this is the cutscene that would softlock the game if I didn't have a full party. But yeah, now it's us versus Hausen. And now we're dead.
Joke's on him, we were still already dead because we never brought ourselves back. Ha!
Oh yeah,
Can't
man.
kill what's already dead.
Yeah, man. Technically,
Yeah, zombie
body,
status. Fine.
Solemn's body. I mean, technically in this run, we never retrieve Solemn's body from Gugan. He keeps Solemn's body forever. So yeah. By the way, that fight, it was an unwinnable. I mean, you could win it, but in the end, you will still lose. And this is important because when you talked with Zion on the inn, you could ask to trade the Apocalypse Blade, and if you choose to trade it, then this one becomes an unwinnable, quotation marks, unwinnable fight. So you just die to it, and you still get this. You still can progress with the story, and you still move on with this, because this is Hausen taking over Sorlen's, well, in this case, Rostam's body, to awaken the Rudra. So yep, there we go. Sorlen once again ruins everything. And we beat one scenario. Believe it or not, we beat one scenario already. Somehow. Well, I mean, as far as the game's concerned, we did beat one scenario. And if you remember, when we beat 3 of them, the game's gonna unlock the final one. So you kind of can see where this is going now.
So, to recap this particular scenario, we lost the Holy Grail, then we lost the Holy Rose, we died, then we unleashed an evil blade of hell or whatever, and got trapped in it immediately after.
Yeah.
Then we got another body, and then we die again.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Why does anyone... Oh yeah, and I forgot, we watched a small child get abducted we were supposed to save and never saved.
Now, to be fair,
Why
we
do
saved
people
the child.
trust this man with it?
To be fair, we saved the children, but it took us a while.
Why do people trust him with things? Even the final boss, he just dies.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I wonder if Sorlent will ever learn. But yeah, as I mentioned, it was important that we didn't save there. You don't need to save. Once you beat a scenario, the game does like internally, it sets a flag somewhere that says, okay, there's one scenario beaten with this character. And then it just returns back, and we needed to come back because we need to continue playing from this point on Sorlent's scenario. Well, I guess Rostam. But yeah, if you remember before, I don't know if I mentioned this actually, but Leggin said that there was a monster. No, I didn't mention this, but yeah, he mentioned that a monster came here to Eremia Manor, and he just destroyed everything. Oh, I need to take this path. So we need to come here and investigate what's going on here. And it is a very short dungeon, really linear. Not much to do here, other than getting attacked by those little skeleton guys who are really fast. You cannot really outspeed them now, even though we have quite a few levels up. Oh, I need to. Right, and well, it's Hausen again, our good friend, and he's gonna call this guy the Rudra that first killed Sorlen. Okay, this fight. Let's see if I remember how it's done. Well, it's the same idea we've been doing this entire time, really. Oh, hang on, I need to do something. This could be bad, actually. I forgot something really important. As usual, I forgot something really important. So I'm gonna improvise here, and hopefully everything will turn out just fine. No, actually I'm gonna play it even safer. But on the right side, you will get to hear more Spirit Chaser. Alrighty, so now we can attack. So I forgot there I had to use a replenishing water, MP water on Legend, and he had no MP for this. But so I had to improvise a bit to give him the water during the fight and not die while trying to do so. Because well, there's many bosses in this game that, well, as they start taking damage, they start doing much scarier attacks. And for this one in particular, once he has taken a bit of damage, he starts doing really nasty attacks that you have no way to protect against, because they are an elemental attack, so you cannot use gear to mitigate damage. And it would just hit really hard. So I had to go on with a strategy so I could basically kill the guy in one round without letting Rasum hit me in the middle of it. And also that's like a very important part of boss fights in this game. Oh, and by the way, yeah, that's right, Sorlen is dead again. And now we took the body of the wizard. This is Hihou. And he's like a... Oh, go on.
How much do you think Serlin now is Gamora at this point? Because he's 2 bodies in. He already ruined one of them. Like, Serlin is never paying this back. Did he get the rental insurance? Is that mandatory on bodies? I don't know.
Nah.
Is it like car rental? I don't know.
Nah, man, it's okay, it's okay. But yeah, spoilers, Gamora is never coming back to claim the bodies, so it's all good. But yeah, here we talk to these... The first ghost we encountered was Risa's mother, by the way. And then we talked to... Oh yeah, that was Garm. He was like an ancient creature who speaks of... And this cutscene is the same, speaking of what are called the Majestic Force, which are like the magical beings that created the Earth many years ago, who fought a war with some beings from beyond the... I don't know what, I don't remember the words. But yeah, it's like the... You could say the gods of this world. And they are Mitra, who's like the strongest one, Hausen, Meifa, and Saiso. They will become relevant later on, I guess. But for now we need to go back to the surface, and now with a new body, with a brand new body. And yeah, once we get there, we are going to go back to Risa's scenario for a while. We're going to play quite a bit of Risa's scenario, actually. So yeah, now the party knows what happens, so they are waiting for Sorlent at the warp. So yeah, they all rejoin, which is very convenient. Now we have a full party again. We don't have to go anywhere to get them. We can just talk to good old Solemn. And after some text that we don't care about really, we can again save and reset and go to Risa's scenario.
I like how these people like trust him enough to keep rejoining him too. Like they might be worse than he is because they know how much he messes everything up every time, and they rejoin him anyway.
Who knows, man?
Of course, they don't die somehow.
Yeah. All right. So now reset, and we go to Risa's. And where were we with Risa's scenario? I kind of forgot. Oh yeah, we just got permission to go to Mantra Peak. Because, well, now we learn that Risa's mother is dead. Well, she just died. Risa is gonna continue on her journey to try and purify the oceans and the land. But she already purified the air, so that's something. And Risa is getting stuff done, unlike Serland, I guess. But yeah, at this point, Risa meets with the thieves, who, by the way, have this gigantic spaceship. And, well, in this conversation, Risa tells the thieves that what she's trying to do. And these guys are kind enough to... That's important, by the way, I have to say no there, otherwise I take a 1 minute long tour around the world on this airship. But yeah, these thieves are kind enough to help us on our quest, and they're just going to give us the Holy Grail and the Holy Robes they stole. What a nice little group of fellas. And they are also going to move the airship that was in the way. So we can proceed to Mantra Peak. After this encounter, of course.
It's very kind of them to just up and move their airship because you asked them to.
Yeah, man. They are nice thieves once you get to know them.
So as long as you don't have a holy item, it's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh man, these ambushes. I love getting back attacks by random encounters. Oh, I forgot I need to equip something here. Oh yeah, the Soma boots I got from our boy Soma, they have +4 speed, so that speed's gonna come in very handy to allow us to get more, as I call them, free runaways with random encounters. And another back attack, wow! Nice, dude. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, to explain again real quick, in case anyone's just joining, the idea behind how I handle random encounters is that I have a mantra that's guaranteed to let me escape from any random encounter. However, it costs 1 MP and it has a fairly long animation. So the idea is that I let my faster party members, in this case Gargoyle and Pippin, try and get a normal escape, which is just by using the default flee command. And if they fall, if they don't get this runaway, then I got Risa just waiting after them to use the escape mantra as a backup, you know, to get that escape before the enemies can hit me. And that's really how you deal with most random encounters in this. Of course, there are some things you need to be aware of in some encounters, such as some enemies being faster than my party, or than some of my party members. So in those situations, I need to kind of handle things a bit differently. But overall, yeah, that's the basic idea. Oh, and by the way, we talked there to Sora, who's a mistress of the mantras. I need to cook something real quick. And she basically sent us to the netherworld. Even though we are not dead somehow, but we are in the netherworld. Since here lies the key to purify the earth. So here we get to see more boats. More boat action. I hope you all like boats. I really do.
You know what I like more than boats?
I know, I'm aware. But go ahead and say it.
Not gonna let you get over skipping the flying train, man.
Yeah, man, no, don't worry. I need to make a train emote, dude. A Franker Faces emote.
Flying train emotes.
Yeah,
Yeah, do it.
I will.
Feel it. Alternately, you can get a DQ9 one, either or. I'm pretty sure DQ9 just stole that entire idea from this game. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
flying train, that's sick. We need one of those in our game. Have the angels use it. It'd be great.
Yeah. Right, so we killed there a guy with a very strong mantra. So another little mechanic thing about this game that I should mention, I will do it now since I have time, is that there are many, well, mainly bosses and stuff that have something that's called damage limit. And what this is like they have a damage cap they can take per attack. So for instance, if a boss has a damage limit of, I don't know, 100 or 1000, even if you do like 9 million damage, the max damage is going to register is the damage limit. And well, for bosses you need to keep this in mind, because if you try to do more damage, then it's just going to waste. But for random enemies, most random enemies don't have this cap, so you can easily just use a very strong mantra to just wipe them in one hit. Fortunately, we do not have this luxury on bosses, so we need to kind of pace our damage. But yeah, this by the way is Marina. Marina is a mermaid who fell down here, apparently because her chief of her village chanted a mantra that I think killed her, because she came down here to the netherworld. But yeah, she sees Risa's jade and she just swims away for her life. She doesn't like Rudras, and she thinks that Risa is trying to resurrect one, since she has a jade. So yeah, see ya, Marina.
So Peppa has this information about the Jade and the Rudras, and he's not bothering to tell us until now.
Oh yeah.
It's just an afterthought. Yeah, every 4,000 years, these evil things come. They try and destroy the world. That's not important knowledge to tell us ahead of time. Come on, game.
Yeah. No, also
You can
this
handle
little,
your exposition better than this.
yeah. There's this little minor event here where you could choose to wait and do nothing against these encounters. However, doing that triggers a rather lengthy cutscene where you get a weapon and stuff, where Risa's mother comes to rescue her ghost, well, I should say. So it is much faster to just get up right away, fight the ghosts, and get the experience too, because experience is really good. It's not something you want to go out of your way to get, but all experience you get is really good. It's gonna give you more hit points, more magic points, more speed. Those are the most important stats you want in a run. Speed mainly being really important. Speed's gonna let you it's gonna let you escape from some encounters before they get too scary. But yeah, now Pippin tells Marina that Risa's not dangerous, so Risa's gonna join us. I mean, Marina's gonna join us for the time being. Quick save, and now we are at the one gate of the Netherworld, where there's this boar here, who happens to be like the holy seed we need to plant on the surface, except it's in boar form for some reason. But yeah, we need to defeat him to get the seed. And no ambush, that's really good. So now we can just go to town on this guy. And yeah, this mantra I'm using now is a very strong one. It costs 9 MP. And that's a lot more than the mantras I normally use, which are like 1 MP. All I need are 5 attacks with this. And by the way, using this mantra reaches just the damage limit I was mentioning before, the damage cap. So it is very convenient. And that mantra gets used in a lot of other encounters later down the road. So we can use that mantra basically to avoid setting up on this boss, you know, having to buff your spirit and whatnot. Please use that mantra and just wipe the floor with that guy, and we get the holy seed, so we can proceed with our story. We just need to find a warp, and look at that! How convenient. We find a warp back to the surface, and we run into this mantra mistress, who's not very happy with us. She wants to kill us, so let's help her out. But yeah, this mistress basically thought we were demons from the Netherworld, so she killed us. But then she realized we weren't demons, so she revived us. Also, she noticed we were carrying the Holy Grail and asked us to drop it on the room outside, so we could lock this gate to prevent any more demons from appearing. So let's do it right now. Everyone dies in this game.
Almost went full Sarah.
Yeah.
Fixed it back there. Came back strong.
Oh yeah, by the way, up there was Kulgan in Sorlen's body. We could fight him on this scenario, but as I said before, it's not needed. We don't need Sorlen's body anymore, so we can just let Kulgan have it. Also, the menuing I did, I basically, since at this point in the run, Gargoyle is my beefiest character in terms of HP and defense. Oh, nice ambush. I gave him the strongest piece of armor I have, which is the Tibal Mail. And I do this because there's a very scary encounter outside here, and against some very nice laser birds. Good old laser birds. So if they appear and they don't ambush me, the only one who can survive is Gargoyle with this setup. But now, if they appear and they get the back attack on me, then I'm just dead. It's just like that. Oops, moved too far. But yeah, speaking of the Holy Grail, normally in the story, Sorland will go to those ruins. He would fight Kulgan, and he will get the Holy Grail and retrieve his body. That's what normally would happen, but this is going to be far from a normal playthrough of this game anyway. But yeah, Risa planted the Holy Seed and sprouted the Holy Tree, which is going to purify the land. So way to go, Risa, 2 out of 3. Only the oceans are left now.
I mean, we wouldn't have to worry about the oceans if we had a flying train. We wouldn't need boats. No.
I know, man. I know.
Just gonna put that out there.
I know, man, I know. Me too, man. You need to learn. The first scenario you need to learn is gonna have to be science. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to talk to this tree again.
But
Yeah, to be honest, something I'm also gonna take the opportunity to say to chat is that if you wanna learn this game, even though the mantra things can be a bit intimidating, this game is actually really, really stable. And okay, not laser burst, that's good. So beyond the point of having to enter your mantras, the game is really not hard to play. It's not hard to learn how to speedrun. Oh man, here we go. Oh, that was a very nice cover. Alright, that was very clutch. So there's another minor tech, I guess you could call it, in this game, which is the cover mechanic. At any point, on any turn, you have the normal defend command, but you also have a cover, and what the cover does is it won't reduce the damage taken, but it will allow one party member to get in the way and take the hit for another party member for any single target attack or mantra. And that is very, very convenient in quite a few instances. If you need someone, for instance, if you know that a boss is going to use a single target attack and you think he could target someone who's about to die and you don't want that happening, you can use another character to cover for him or her. So that's a very nice and handy mechanic to have in this game. It's very good because slower characters can cover faster ones without having to mess up with the turn order, which is very, very handy in quite a few instances. Such as that one we just saw where I had Marina, who's the slowest party member I have. I had her cover for Gargoyle. Yeah, this game has a lot of those little mechanic things that make this also a very nice speedrun. And a very nice casual game too, I should say. But yeah, by the way, we were talking about Zion and the trains. Well, this is the part where the anti-gravity train is no more. The floating continents where he was messing around fall down to the earth, and they reveal a whole new world for us to explore.
Goodbye, sweet train prince. May you fly forever in the heavens. In Dragon Quest IX. I bet it's the same train. That's what happened. Maybe this takes place in the same world as Dragon Quest IX.
It could be, yeah.
We didn't actually know. This is actually Dragon Quest IX. And then Dragon Quest IX is Dragon Quest 9-2.
Yeah.
That's how it went all along, because the tree went up to heaven with all the angels. Or the tree. The train went up to heaven with all the angels. The tree is sitting there beating a tree and purifying land.
Yeah, man. But anyway, we came to one of those villages that fell down when the floating continents crashed down to Earth. And it happens to be a mermaid village, where Marina found some water to so she could take care of the egg she was carrying. She was carrying the egg of one of her deities, the Hihou, which are like some mystical manta rays, I guess. And yeah, Marina decides to stay here to take care of the egg. So now we are back to having a 3-member party. But we got some valuable information too. We were told that the secret to purify the oceans lies in the biotanks that are deep within Gomorrah City. So now we need to go there, of course. And hopefully not run into any laser birds. Alright, we are safe. Some stuff. Safety save, because you never know. And yeah, these are the ruins of Gomorrah City. These are related to the castle we just were in. And yeah, this whole place is now deserted for some reason. We're not quite sure why yet. But we need to explore this place. We don't know why, but we are going to run around hitting switches in places. Hey, what does this button do? It releases some iron creature. Nice, dude. Be free. But yeah, this is a very strange and mysterious place. There's some weird stuff that's gonna happen in here. I need to heal right here. I'm gonna get a weird random... Oh, and I got ambushed by this. Okay, this is not very nice. Because those guys are now confused. So hopefully they are going to hit. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you for your help. You were really kind. So yeah, those enemies can use an attack that can cause confusion on my party. And the only one who's immune to it is Risa, because she's the only one carrying thunder equipment. Basically a shield I just bought for this. But yeah, for some reason, after I run into these guys, they abduct my party members. So now Risa is all alone.
Did your party members just get the ring to, like, are they trapped in TVs? Is that what's going on here? Or that's supposed to be something else. It just looks like that's exactly what happened.
Well, now we are here for some reason, and we need to get them back. So we need to play some weird little game where we need to answer questions in the right way. We need to... I'm not sure really what's going on here. I think we're like on reliving memories of these guys, or maybe like in their dreams. But yeah, the idea here is that we need to answer questions in a very specific way to get them to remember what they were doing before, so they can break free of this. And picking scenario here is really easy. You need to pick the first option the whole time, so you don't need to pay attention there. And Gargoyles is similar. The first question you need to pick the second option, and then you just match and pick the first option every time. Oh, okay. Oops, I wasn't paying attention and I picked the wrong option there, so I'm gonna have to do this again. Oops. Sorry, I was just looking through my notes, I forgot. It's okay, I can do this again. It's just gonna waste a bit of time. But yeah. Oops. We were doing so well too. That's like the first minor mistake I've made in the run. Well, second one. First one was when I didn't give the MP water to Leggin and that boss fight. It's okay, this takes like what, maybe 30 seconds plus? It's not like dying to the Dragon Lord, I guess. 4 times. Or 3 times. Right, there we go. So yeah, for the upcoming boss fight, it can be very hard, to be honest, if things don't go my way. And normally I would do the same trick I did when I was walking through the end game with Sorlent, where I used a mantra, an elemental barrier mantra, preemptively. But I forgot to do it this time. But it's okay, I got a plan for that. I know the strat for how to kill this boss glitchless, so gonna make things slightly more scary, but we can still manage. We just need to use the mantra on the very first turn. But yeah, now our party members are back with us. I had to heal because I got ambushed by one of the mad machines. And this is a TV where we can see what other scenario persons are doing. Oh yeah, this guy is Lawman. He's the one that appeared in front of Risa when she defeated Kulgan. And now he wants to kill us. No ambush, that's really good. This is the first fight we're going to use physical attacks on. But yeah, this is one of the bosses that has a set pattern, so I know, for instance, he was always going to open with that Thunder AoE attack. Oops, I forgot something. So yeah, if you are going to attack physically, you need to use the power up mantra to increase your damage output. It's kind of important. Also, since my plan is a bit ruined now, I'm gonna play it safe and heal here. You normally should be able to make it through without heals, but it's not really safe, especially if he gets another thunder attack. Also, this is one of the fights where Kaishins would be really good. But I'm not getting any, and hopefully this guy dies on this turn. Otherwise, I could be in problem. Come on, give me a Kaishin. That's not a Kaishin. Okay, never mind, it died anyway.
Don't even need your stinking Kaishin.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Kaishins in this game, Kaishins, by the way, are crit attacks, is that, well, as I mentioned before with the damage limit mechanic, in most fights, crits are going to be wasted because they're going to go over the damage limit. However, in some fights, Kaishins can be really good. This is one of them. The damage limit is around 800. Alright, so I need to now... I'm done here for now, so I can save and quit. But not before talking to this nice little dog out here. This little dog gives me a seed. Good boy. Now we can save and reset. We go back to this guy and we all know what's going to happen now. Back to the to the end game. But now we are here with another body, so we are a different person as far as the game is concerned. So yeah, once again it's the same, it's really the same that happened when we came here before with Rostam's body. So Zion's gonna appear soon. We are going to shapeshift and we need not to trade. And that's gonna unlock the unkillable house and fight at the end of this scenario. So I need to pay attention here and not choose the wrong option. It's not hard, I just need to pay attention, really. And not just blindly match, but yeah, we pick the right option. So we are very good. We shapeshift again. Yeah. And we stop by this shop. This shop, by the way, has really good items, so we want some of the stuff that's in here.
Very kind of the game to let you see that in all of the available color palettes that aren't actually Sir Lent's body.
Yeah, man. This stuff. Yeah, we bought some nice gear. I mean, it's just a piece of armor, really. But now we need to, once again, well, get a back attack, of course. Luckily these birds are in laser birds, so we are mostly safe here. But we do want to set up the mantra. But yeah, once again, if you remember, this dungeon has some very scary enemies that can use thunder attacks. So we want that thunder protection on us for this stretch of the run. And yeah, also elemental barriers are the only property that sticks with you throughout multiple encounters. Everything else gets reset when you exit a battle, but for some reason this doesn't, this sticks around. Why? Who knows, but it's very handy. This guy also hits really hard, but luckily for us, he only has single target attacks. So he will never wipe our entire party. Guys, this guy is I'm scared of. But yeah, luckily, since I do have an elemental barrier going up, a thunder elemental barrier, and I also have thunder elemental gear, I take a quarter of the damage I would take originally. So that's very nice in terms of damage mitigation. But yeah, we need to go and pay a visit to our good old buddy Hausen. Sorry, Lolo.
So you could say we're going to Hausen.
This is not DQ. There's
I'm
no
the
need for
DQ
puns.
runner. I gotta make the puns.
Oh man, I can
You
never
had a
break
character
free.
in your party named Marina that was a mermaid. That's a pun. Don't act like it's not deserved.
Okay, I will allow it. I knew what I was getting into when I asked you to do commentary for me, so I'll allow it. I'll take full responsibility. So yeah, once again, we set up some equipment on our main character, and we came here once again to face Hausen, or at least try to. Who knows what's going to happen? Nice, the single target, dude. At least this time I got to kill myself. But yeah, hey, we are on our way to beat another scenario. Wow. So once again, Sorlen falls down to Hausen. Hausen takes over Sorlen's body, which is Huey's body this time, and he's gonna use it to once again revive the Rudra, and that's gonna mark the end of Sorlen's scenario again, except that... Okay, so the way the game works in terms of beating scenarios is that the game looks at the main party member, and that's what the game uses to determine which scenario was beaten. So as far as the game's concerned, we beat one scenario with Rostam, and now we're going to beat another scenario with another character, with Huey, the magician. So yeah, as far as the game's concerned, we have beaten two scenarios by now. And we are halfway through Risa's scenarios, which is going to be the third one. And guess what's gonna happen when we beat all three of them? Well, in the meantime, let's go back to Risa's.
So technically, we've beaten Serlens twice. Serlent himself actually hasn't beaten his own scenario.
Exactly, that's right. That's how it goes, really.
Serlent is so bad that even when his scenario ends and he gets to end it twice, it's not actually him.
That's
oh my
right.
Gosh, what a game.
That's right.
They
exactly.
have someone so
Yeah.
bad at doing anything that he has to take two other people's bodies to beat his own scenario, so it doesn't even look like he beat his own scenario. What a video game. I love
man.
it. That's amazing to me.
Yeah, man.
It's just the greatest thing of all time.
Good old Sorlent. But yeah, now we need to explore this castle. And since we got a seed from the dog, good dog by the way, we can come to this wing and we can read this book where we are told that the inhabitants of this castle long ago used the biotanks to gain power themselves, and in doing so they completely polluted the oceans. So that's how it happened. But yeah, now we know the truth. Clearly we cannot get out of here alive, can we? Also, this is one of my favorite fights because of the mantras we can use here. And also we get to fight shares. What's better than this? Where do you fight shares in your video game? Okay, I'm gonna explain this. As you can imagine, there is an instant death mantra, and these chairs are not immune to it. So we're going to use that to kill these chairs one by one. The fight is scripted in a way that only one chair is going to take damage per turn. So we need to hit one chair per turn, and it's always going to be the same chair every time. And yeah, the other mantra used at the start of the fight is a mantra that increases the hit rate of other mantras. So this instant death mantra went from having a 50% hit rate to having 99 plus 2 or something. So we can get rid of these chairs really easily with that. Which is really convenient, really. And really fast too. Yeah, I love when inanimated beings end up being bosses of things, like chairs, coffins, whatever. But yeah, now we got the king of the castle, the deceased king of this castle, who just wants to kill us, of course. This is another fairly safe and scripted fight. There are many bosses in this game that when they reach a certain HP threshold, they won't attack, but they will waste their turn just by talking. Like, threatening you or whatever. This boss is one of them. After this turn, he's gonna talk to us, and he won't attack, he won't do anything. And that's very convenient, because on the next turn, he's gonna die. And yeah, Gargoyle went down now. Last time Pippin went down, so now we did a bit of a switch there. This is mainly done to give Pippin more experience, really. He needs it for the final scenario, really. Okay, I need to use some waters. But yeah, by the way, in there we got the key to the biotanks, so we need to go explore them now. And they are back here in Gomorrah City. So yeah, for this part of the run, the biotanks up here, they got two settings. One of them allegedly used to the one that the inhabitants of Solemn Castle used to gain power, and the other one to purify the land, to revert it all. And it's really important you do the right settings here. If you don't, you're going to get a game over. I've seen it happen to people. But yeah, for instance, this one, you need the second option. And that's going to purify... well, it's going to hasten the process of the purification of the oceans. However, we still need to go to the root of the problem. And that lies at the Deep Ocean Shrine, which we are going to right now. It's right by the way. Also, right now there's a boss fight coming up. Well, it's not really a boss fight, I mean, the game just plays the normal battle theme, but it is an extremely difficult fight if you don't know the patterns. Really, when I played this game casual, this guy owned me many times. I had to grind for it. But yeah, as I mentioned some time ago, many enemies in this game have... By the way, I'm gonna save with this friendly little rat. But yeah, many enemies in this game have set patterns that depend on many different factors. For instance, they could have a pattern that advances like one turn, one attack and so on. Other enemies can have patterns that depend on how much HP left they have. And other enemies can have a combination of both. Like two different patterns depending on how much HP they have and so on. And this combined with the knowledge that some bosses have attacks that will specifically target certain party members that have certain conditions. For instance, this one boss is gonna have an attack that, as a physical attack, that does tremendous damage. But luckily, he will always target one party member, the one with the highest HP. So with that knowledge, we can sort of predict who's gonna take the hit, and we can protect that person from dying. Oh, and I got ambushed. Nice, dude. Yeah, this guy hits really hard, but it's okay. And he's really fast, so we need to use the speed down mantra too. Oh, nice miss though, that's good. Okay, so now, on the next turn, I'm gonna do some damage to this guy, and he's going to use Stab Throw, which is the physical attack I was talking about. And it's always going to target my party member with the highest HP, which in this case is Risa, so I'm going to defend with her. Defending characters take half as much damage, so yeah, that would have definitely killed her. And it's okay because this guy should die on this turn. I hope. Okay, thank you. So yeah, Marina was down here. And yeah, she came down here. She wants to free the Hihous. You can see them trapped right by the side there. And so yeah, she rejoins us, this time for good, so... we have a full party again. In this area we need to hit all of the switches around to free all of the deities. Also, this area can be really annoying. Those enemies right there, they are not too fast. But if they back attack me, one of their actions can... One of the actions they can do is an attack that can cause a status ailment called Pollution. Pollution is a really bad status ailment. It prevents the afflicted person from using any mantras, and it also cuts my speed by half. So it's... I mean, in this scenario we are kind of safe, but we still don't want to see it. Oh yeah, by the way, secret chest here, we can get one of the strongest weapons for Marina, which comes in very handy. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Oh, nice.
That's a really nasty place.
Yeah, man.
How do you ever supposed to find that doorway? Just walk down into a random wall.
I have no idea. Right, so Marina's polluted.
Like
luckily I do have some items to cure that. So yeah, this thing right here was the guardian of the purifier, the main ocean purifier. And he has been a bit corrupted by all of this contamination, and he's really angry at the humans for causing this. So he's going to attack, clearly. This fight is not hard. It's another fight we approach with physical damage, since this boss has fairly high magical defense. It's the best way to approach this. And plus we can get Kaishins, which are really good. Come on, Marina. Marina can get Kaishins. Well, everyone but Girdle can. Ranch... only some types of weapons can get Kaishins. For instance, machine guns cannot get crits. Rifles cannot, but other close-range weapons can get criticals.
So right, is that part of the whole ranged weapons count off spirit? That makes
not really, because you got bows, and bows can get crits. But you also got crossbows, and those cannot. So it's really weird. Some weapons can get crits, and some cannot. But yeah, for instance, well, the difference is that crossbows, well, they can be equipped by other characters, and crossbows also do spread damage, the same as machine guns. Also, by the way, this song is really good. Shoutouts to my friend Walconut, who really loves this song. Oh yeah, this game, by the way, has amazing music. Shoutouts to Mystic Quest. Music from this game was composed by the same composer of Mystic Quest. The more you know.
When anything is involved with Mystic Quest, you know that just tells you that there's nothing besides high quality, balanced gameplay.
Oh yeah. Oh, and by the way, since we reached the ocean purifier, we finally cleansed the oceans. So now the whole world is clean again. Yeehaw!
So you had to go and fight guardian deities to make them, like, let you clean the world. And they wanted to fight because humans made it dirty in the first place. Why didn't they just clean the world and get it over with? They could do it all along.
No.
Why did they go full Serlent? I don't get it.
Nah. Well, the guardian deities, they were trapped. So we just freed them. The manta race.
Oh, so they were like...
They were trapped there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We freed them, and they activated the ocean purifier.
I was thinking that boss was involved, like the one boss that turns into the tree.
No, the boss is a guardian, and he was just angry. He was angry at humans, and that's why he attacked. Because the pollution deformed his body. Yeah, we have to do some shopping here. Good stuff. We just bought a bunch of water-resistant gear, because the final boss in this scenario uses water attacks, so that's gonna come in very handy. But yeah, since now the entire world is clean, you could say that there's nothing left for Risa, right? Well, wrong, because I forgot to mention that many times during Risa's scenarios, she was talked to about Meifa, and Meifa being one of the 4 grades, and she was told that Meifa chose Risa to do this mission, to carry on this mission. And after doing so, now we need to go and meet Meifa. So that's our next goal. We need to find out where the hell Meifa is and how do we reach her. And we can find clues in this hidden village, apparently. It's a very nice, simple puzzle you need to do. That lizard in the middle tells you, like, go from 9 PM to 6 something. So you need to go, just take different exits, and you're going to reach this village. The hidden village.
Do we need to use a staff to turn into slime so that we can, you know, on game?
No, not yet, not yet.
Do we need Serlin to go die again so we can get another body? I'm very confused.
We are going to... We won't bother Sarlent anymore, really. He has done enough already.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
He's ruined enough of everything. We don't need him to ruin anything else. Next time might be the end of the world.
Yeah, and poor Sarlent really can't catch a break. I mean, even though if during his scenario he tried to make some wrongs right, he tries to fix some stuff, in the end he could still be, well, killed by Hausen and possessed, so poor guy. But yeah, here we see good old Sion again, and Sion had an encounter with a demon from the netherworld, and this demon took Foxy's soul. So to revive her, turns out that Pippin had a magical herb he was keeping for himself, and Risa convinced him to give this to Foxy to revive her. And well, since Foxy is back alive, Sion is going to, since he's very thankful, he's going to give us a very precious item he has, which is the Hihou Ocarina. The Hihou Ocarina is going to allow us to use the Hihous, to call Hihous in certain places, so we can navigate through the... through the sea, basically. Hang on. And that's gonna open up the whole world for us. But this is the point near the end of the scenario where the world really opens up to you. So to use this Hihou Ocarina, we need to come down to these places called the Hihou something. And we can call Hihous here. And the good thing about these ones now is that we can control them. We can go wherever we go with them underwater. So as I said, this really opens up the game for you. But we need to go where we need to go. Normally at this point in the game, you would have to go to some ruins so you could communicate with Meifa and she would tell you where to go next. But there's no need to do that. However, we do need to come here to Mantra Peak to talk to Sora again, because that's needed to advance the day-night cycle, so we can continue with the story. We're doing fairly okay so far, I have to say. And yeah, by the way, we are kind of close to the end of this scenario, too. And that's gonna be the end of the third one, if you have been following along. So that's very nice. So yeah, now we can talk to Sora, and she basically tells us that there's something called the Meifa statue where Meifa is. And to reach it, it was floating, but since Sion brought down the floating continents, we can now reach it by boat. So let's go. We need to take a boat on Karn, which happens to be Arisa's hometown.
Then they would have left the floating continent floating, and then we would have a reason to see the flying train.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, game creators, why didn't you understand this glitch was going to happen?
Yeah, man, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, if only the floating train could still work down here. Maybe it could have turned into a submarine train or something, I don't know.
Yo, it could be a freaking... It could be all three, like... It's a regular boat, it can go underwater, or it could fly.
Yeah, man. The total
cover
package.
All of our needs. Instead it just disappears. We never get to see my best friend.
Best friends with a trend.
Yo, you're just jealous that you're not best friends with the flying train. You have to use planes and stuff. They're not nearly as cool as a flying train.
I can call guardian deities of the ocean to carry me around, so I'm okay.
Yeah, but can they fly and are they trains? I don't think so.
Oh man, you got a point there. But yeah, anyway, this is
Legend of
Mayfa's castle.
Dragoon has flying manta rays.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Mayfa's castle is... I mean, Mayfa's statue. Why did I say castle? I don't know. But yeah, this is a fairly straightforward dungeon. There's nothing really scary here, so we just need to rush to the top as fast as we can, so we can finally meet this Mayfa. This Mayfa person. Ooh, we got laser robots here too.
Oh no, they're like laser birds, robots.
Yeah, luckily for us, they are not that as fast as laser birds were. So in the worst case scenario, they will only attack twice. And at this point in the game, we have enough HP to survive. So we are relatively safe for now though. On the next dungeon, oh boy, there's some scary enemies.
I like how the goddess lives inside of a statue of herself too, like, it's not really narcissistic or anything. Just live inside of a giant depiction of yourself.
I know, man.
It's a little bit much. Like, why don't the evil people just go and kill her? They know where she is. You're not sneaky. I've heard of hiding a tree in a forest, but you don't hide a goddess inside of a giant statue of a goddess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't make the rules. Right, so we have reached the room of Mayfa, and as usual with games, it turns out she wants to test the party. So we need to fight, of course. There's no other way. This is going to be the first part, the first fight where we're going to see the reflect mantra, and it's this one. It's actually reflect on the translated version too. This mantra is really strong and it's really good. It gives us magic defense, and on top of that, it gives one charge, you could say, of magical avoidance. So that means avoiding any magic attack thrown our way and our entire party. So that's really good, because it's preserved. For instance now, Gargoyle's charge was used, but the rest of the party all have this one immunity to a magic attack, such as this one, for instance. So you see, only Gargoyle took the hit there. And yeah, luckily for us, also this boss likes to waste time talking sometimes. And that's it. So much for a goddess. But yeah, now Mayfa tells us everything that's going on. She basically tells us that the true enemy is in the moon. So she just takes up her big statue and flies us to the moon. Basically, the moon is where the destroyer of races is. I explained this before, but the basic idea behind this game is this sort of cyclic Wheel of Time-ish plot where races of like the Giants, the Danans, and now the humans are wiped every 4,000 years. And the destroyer, the one who's doing that, is a machine that's in the moon. It's called Sodom. So now we're sent to the moon to destroy it. So let's go. Alright, and now we come to one scary part of the run. We need to make a mad dash towards the save point and reach it immediately. Alright, we are safe. So in this area there's one encounter that can be deadly. Okay, let me set my turn order, there we go. There's one encounter that can be deadly. It's some enemies that, well, first of all, here they are the blue notes. These guys do an elemental damage, so you cannot mitigate it in any way. They are really fast, so the only one who has a chance to outspeed the guys here is Pippin. It's not guaranteed because enemies in this game have fluctuating stats, so sometimes Pippin can outspeed them, but others he cannot. So we need to rely on a bit of luck here. Man, they are really out there tonight. So see, this time they got
so it's
2
not just
hits.
HP?
Hmm?
Literally every stat can fluctuate between a range, and it's not just like HP like in Dragon Quest. Well, the earlier Dragon Quest games. That's obnoxious.
Yeah, but only for random enemies, so it's okay. Not for bosses.
Yeah, it still messes with like damage ranges and stuff. I'm so used to
Yeah.
having those.
Nah, but it's fine because in this game we barely fight random encounters, so it doesn't really bother us. The only thing that really bothers is, well, the speed fluctuation. Because it means that sometimes Pippin won't get to outspeed them, and you're going to take all 2 hits. And it's even worse if they ambush you. But yeah, also this dungeon is quite messy, I should say. There's... Basically, this is the lair of Sodom, the robot that is in charge of destroying races and whatnot. But to get to him, we need to first deactivate the... There's an emergency shutdown button in here for some reason, and we need to activate that first, so we can face Sodom. And to do that, we need to redirect this elevator somewhere else. And to do that, I forgot, I need to hit this switch twice. Oops. Yeah, we need to redirect this elevator so we can reach another switch. We hit that, we go back, we redirect the elevator again by hitting the 2 switches on the sides. Then we can reach the emergency shutdown button, which is guarded by a couple of robots. Then we redirect the elevators again, and then we can finally reach Sodom, wherever Sodom is. So yeah, this dungeon is quite messy. Luckily though, other than those enemies, the blue notes, there's very little danger here. So as long as I don't get into an encounter with those guys and they back attack me, we should be safe. Back attack, however, could be deadly from them, so hopefully nothing bad's going to happen. But yeah, we need to hit the switches on the sides there to redirect the elevator on the central room, which is a bit tedious, I guess. But yep, you gotta do what you gotta do. And also, this is the final dungeon of this scenario, so after this... Did I take... yeah. So after this, we're going to have 3 scenarios beaten. And you all know what that means. Also, all of these enemies have different speeds, so depending on the enemy I run into is how I'm going to handle my... Uh-oh, this is what I didn't want to see. Right, don't do an AoE again. You did an AoE again. This is not good. Right, and I have to... Right, Pippin, please go first. Uh-oh, if he does that one more time, I'm dead. Ooh, thank you. Ooh. So yeah, those are blue notes, everyone. And that's the reason why I'm
Oh no.
really scared of them. I'm gonna save.
Oh, so bad.
Yeah, one more attack and I would have died there. So yeah, that's really nasty. As I said, you have no way to mitigate that kind of damage. They do void damage, and that has no element, so it means that the only way to really reduce damage there is by using defense mantras and stuff. But obviously, if I want to run away, I'm not gonna use those. So it's a bit of a problem there. Right, so these are the robots guarding the emergency shutdown button. Also, there's another interesting mechanic in this game, and that is that some characters, for some reason, when they defend for one turn, on the next turn they're going to deal increased damage with weapons. And Gargoyle is one of them, for some reason, but it comes in handy in this fight, because Gargoyle now has a machine gun that does spread damage. So yep, he's gonna hit really hard. So this is the emergency shutdown, so now the Moonlight weapon, which is the weapon that Sodom uses, is deactivated. So we can finally go and face him. Well, right after we hit a bunch of switches again. I love this dungeon. Oh no, it's our friends again. So yeah, these enemies are the main reason why we want Pippin to be as fast as possible. He's the only one who has the chance to outspeed them, and that's really important. But yeah, we are almost done with this, so don't worry. We just need to hit the switches in this main room one last time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, we're going to be fine. I just made a slight mistake, but we will be fine. Could have been a lot worse. But yeah, Pippin is going to be your main key to salvation, so you want to keep him always at full HP. If he takes any damage, you stop and heal. Oh, it's these guys again. I'm running into so many of them. I think in my PB run, I run into like one formation or two of these guys, and Pippin outspent them both times. So yeah, we are almost done. Don't worry. Yeah, this is going to be the final boss for this scenario. Then we will gain access to the final one. Because remember, we have beaten 2 scenarios already. As far as the game knows, we beat Soulless scenario with one character, and then Soulless scenario again with another character. So as far as the game's concerned, that's 2 scenarios. Yeah, now we're going to replenish MP, we're going to save. And also, I need one fight to set up a water protection mantra for the boss. Hopefully I'll do it here. Oh, this is not a good one to do it. I'm gonna try it anyway. I'm gonna take the hits, but they won't kill me. I can just heal it after, so it's okay. So yeah, that's a water barrier, and it's gonna last for the first few turns of this next boss fight, and that's all I need. By the way, get hype everyone, this is one of my favorite songs. Oh no, this is not good. I forgot to heal, so hopefully these guys are not gonna kill me. I thought I was gonna make it before I got into another encounter. Come on, Pippin, thank you, thank you, thank you, Pippin, you saved the day. And we should be good to go, so let's go. Yeah, those guys are really annoying. But yeah, here's Sodom. Now that his Moonlight weapon is deactivated, he's just gonna fight normally. By the way, get hype everyone, this is one of my favorite songs in this game, Evil Eyes. Ooh, an ambush, okay. So yeah, this boss is on a pattern too. So I'll know his next attack is going to be a very strong non-elemental attack. Which is why I used the Reflect mantra again to avoid it completely. So there it goes. And it misses on everyone, thanks to the Reflect mantra. Every single boss can ambush you in this game, there's no exception. I'm gonna play it safe, I'm gonna heal. I should be fine though, I'm all set up now. I'm just a bit scared that this fight might go a bit longer than I'd like. But this boss, once his health drops under 50%, right there when he turns a bit more red, he's gonna go over to its second pattern. And in this one you're gonna kill him in a few turns, 3 at most, otherwise he can again use a very scary non-elemental attack that would definitely wipe me. Fortunately I'm all set up so I can just focus on dealing damage with my entire party. And he should be dead on this turn. I hope, I really hope so. There we go, perfect. So yep, that's the end. That's gonna be the end of Risa's scenario. So now Meifa tells us that while Sodom the machine is defeated, it's far from the end, since nothing is stopping the other Great Force, Mitra, from just building another robot. So Risa realizes this and she knows that she needs to defeat all of the other Great Force. And well, only the Jade Bearers can. So this is the point where Risa decides she's going to stay at the moon base. And she's going to wait for the other Jade Bearers. So yep, if we did everything right now, I should get... There we go, that marks that 3 scenarios have been beaten. And that's really important because we are now going to jump to the final one. But not before we get a bit of action with Risa still. And this is important because I can set up another important glitch here, which involves unequipping everything from Risa and taking some useful stuff from these guys as well. Oh, I need this. So yeah, now, well, Risa just sends the rest of the party back to Earth on an escape pod. Good old Gargoyle trying to convince Risa to go with him, but Risa has a mission to do. She sends them to Earth, and now she waits. And yeah, this marks the end of Risa's scenario and the start of the final one. And the final one is Dune's scenario,
This
actually.
is what it's like. This is what it's like when you actually complete a scenario and you don't just die at the end of it. It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
How different this is.
Definitely. But
We
yeah,
lost
for the
Mom,
final
but,
scenario,
you know.
for the
Yeah.
final scenario, Dune is your main character, and the other three are going to join you. But you're going to get a couple unexpected, well, I guess not as unexpected if you have been watching, party members. You get Risa, but the other two ones are a mystery. Since, as far as the game is concerned, we never beat a scenario with Surland, nor with Zion. We beat those scenarios with other characters. So let's go find them. Yeah, now we fully control Dune for the rest of the game. We should not be that long, as long as I don't make any big mistake, or as long as I don't take that 0.3% chance to wipe into the final boss. Let's find out, shall we? But yeah, this is the final scenario, so hope you all enjoy it. But yeah, this is... So, normally at the end of Surland and Zion's scenario, they would be at the Netherworld. And, well, Dune comes down here to pick them up, because his airship can go to the depths of the ocean. And in the deep sea trench, there's a portal. They are connected with another world, so he just tells them, wait for me at the airship. In the meantime, I'm going to go and pick up a very nice weapon that's going to be very useful for the final boss. It's a bow for Risa. It is possible to skip this one, however, it makes fights a lot messier. So I'm working on a route to skip this one, but it's still not a route I'm willing to play in a marathon. So I'm going safe and I'm getting this weapon for now. So it's this one, the Perdita. It's the strongest bow for Risa, and it is a light elemental. It deals light damage, so that's gonna come in really handy for the final boss. Ooh, the final boss is really fun. Can't wait. But yeah, now we got this, we can go back to our airship. We need to hit this one switch here. I guess I'm not sure if the game expected you to go this way now, even though you can. But yeah, the other thing that Dune's airship has, by the way, this ship is called the Ark, and the Ark is like a super highly technological ship, which is controlled by some weird magical sentient being called Bresnir. And this ship has the power to go to even to the moon, so it's very, very all-purpose, all-terrain. So yeah, now we got all three Jade Bearers reunited. We can go to the moon. So let's just round up everyone. Oh yeah, this is where the other party members say goodbye to their respective parties, you know, all of the guys. You can't join us. This is a mission for Jade Bearers only. yeah, we go to the moon. Also, I want to say right now that the next boss fight we have, we cannot save between this point and the boss fight. It's not a hard boss fight, however, it is critical that no one dies on that fight. And that's not as easy as it sounds, since... Okay, so the thing is that when you beat a scenario, the game takes a snapshot of the stats of your main party member at the moment you beat the scenario. And if you recall correctly, I beat a certain scenario twice with some level 10 dudes. And level 10 is really low. Consider that the game gives you Doom at level 50, and then take Doom being level 10, and you can tell that the other party members are going to be really under level. And you don't need to go out of your way to grind, luckily. However, the best way for the other party members to catch up is just by not dying on boss fights, really. And this one, the first one, is the most important one, especially because I don't have a save point. But yeah, here they are, and look at them, they look beautiful.
I really thought you were gonna say we're actually going to kill off Dune for a second. Is the best way to level, and I was gonna be like, oh no. That sounds terrifying.
No man, no man.
Riza and the children.
Yeah. It's not something really... The issue is that Dune is still really important. He's the strongest guy we have, and he's the only one who can actually tank some stuff, so we want to keep him around. But yeah, Riza finally joins.
I was gonna say, he's so beefy, we need him.
Yeah man, we do. But yeah, that's our party. Level 9, level 10, that's really low. But yeah, now we can go back, now we picked up Riza, we can go back and fly across the moon's surface. No big deal. However, of course everything could not be right. We have Brasnir, who's the entity who operates this arc, and he tells us that he has been corrupted, so we need to see what the hell is going on. We can activate this switch here with all 4 Jades, and for some reason Rostam and Huey are Jade bearers too, but let's not look at those details. Alright, so this is the important fight I was mentioning. Luckily for us, this is one of the few guys that cannot ambush me, because he will always spend the first turn by doing some dialogue, which is very convenient for us. Right, let's do this. Ooh, hang on, okay, I'm gonna have to... Oh, no, never mind, I know what I did wrong. So yeah, this is how I'm going to ensure that everyone survives this fight. Ooh, nice. So this attack is scary, but everyone should survive. And now the boss has 1 speed, so my entire party is gonna go first, and they're gonna kill him before he gets any chance to do anything scary. Also, I just noticed that one of my mantras is wrong, so I'm gonna have to fix it right away. Kind of an important one too, so... not really good. But yeah, we survive, and the 2 guys in the middle, the zombie Surlents, gain 9 and 8 levels, so that's really helpful. But yeah, now we have no one who can fly this, who can operate this. But luckily for us, this little guy here, Ramilet, who joined Zion's party, he decided to stick around on the airship for some reason, and he can operate it, so we are safe now, and the adventure can continue. So let's go! So yeah, the goal in the moon, this final scenario, is really short. And the goal here is we need to go to 3 different gates and defeat the 3 remaining Majestic 4 members in them. Alright, and this one is kind of interesting. This one is a bit of a boss rush. Alright, let me fix this mantra. There we go. So yeah, this one is called the Gate of the Past, and that means we're going to fight bosses from the past. Isn't that obvious? So yeah, we need to fight 4 bosses here. They are quite different from the original versions too, so we need to be very careful. They hit really hard. Oops. And there's a lot of menu in here I need to do in terms of equipping. Oops, so here is the... Right, so this first guy, Ravana, you find him in Zion scenario, so clearly we haven't seen him before, in this run at least. Oh, and that's the best outcome we could get. The good thing about these refights is that they have really low HP. However, they also hit really hard, so you need to kind of pay attention there. All of these refights, I want to say, have around 3k HP. So they really die to like 3 or 4 attacks. The main thing is getting those attacks. Also, all of these guys, all of these bosses here will back attack you, so that's something else you need to be prepared for. But yeah, that's one guardian down. I'm also going to save again here. Since this next boss, there's also a slight chance I could die to hit. Oh, these enemies are fast. But luckily, Dune is even faster, so he's the one who's going to... When I need someone really fast, Dune is my guy. He's the one who's going to outspeed most of the enemies. Alright, ready. Sorry, I'm still haven't memorized all of these menus. Oh, you already got this. Oh, it's okay. Oh no, I need to use something with Rudra. So yeah, this is our boy, Razum again, the one who killed Sorlen. He wants to get us now. Oh, that's the best. That's the best way to start this fight too. So you mostly know how the drill goes in these fights. First we use this spirit mantra to max out our spirit. Then we start debuffing the boss and buffing ourselves. for this one we lower its strength since this guy has really high strength. Slow this down now. This guy is also really fast. Okay, so the idea with this boss is that I want to kill him on the next round. Otherwise he's gonna do his desperation move and that's definitely going to kill me. As long as this guy doesn't... Okay, very good. If he misses, and he has missed for me, then I will die. I will not kill the boss on that turn and I would eat its desperation move. And that's not nice. These guys are slow, that's good. So yeah, this third guardian is another one from Zion's scenario. Though you also meet him in Serlens. It's a villager, the Rudra of the Giants. And he hits really hard, but that's a good opening. Basically every time a boss hits Dune for me on the first turn, that's really good because Dune can tank 2 hits, so I don't need to like rush to heal him right away. But I can attack with you. Oh yeah, also another fun thing about some enemies is that not only they are weak to maybe certain elements, but they can also be weak to certain weapon types. And for instance, that boss is, or also some weapons can deal double damage against some types of enemies. I'm gonna save here because this next boss could maybe troll me. But yeah, for instance, a villager right there. So the blade I got on Rostam, the Apocalypse blade, deals increased damage against Rudra type enemies. And a villager happens to be a Rudra type enemy, which explains why I did so much damage to him. That item is important? So Hihou still has very low HP. So I put the highest magic defense ropes I have on him. So hopefully he won't die in one hit to this guy. Oh yeah, it's this guy who knows new tricks. But that's the best opening I could hope for. Really, that's really good. Oh no, wait, never mind. Let's do, But as I said before, if for most bosses here, if they hit Dune first, then that's really good because I don't need to spend an extra turn healing the rest of my party who may not be able to tank hits as well as he does. Right, so now this boss should be slowed down just enough so I can go to town on him before he gets a chance to do anything to me. Very good, that fight can get out of control really fast. As I said before, most of the Guardians here have low HP but hit really hard, so you need to be careful. Right, since this is a marathon, I'm going to the save point again. Right, I need to prepare for the next boss. This is a very special one because he can do both thunder and dark attacks. Let's check real quick. Oh, I have something wrong on you. Oh, you got these shoes. You don't need these shoes. You need a moon ring. There we go. And again, I moved Doom to the front row, so as I said before at the start of the run, characters in the front row, there's a 25% chance that when the enemies use a single target attack, it's going to redirect to whoever is in the front row, if there's anyone there. Oh yeah, by the way, it's our boy Hausen, and looking good, Rostander. Okay, this is a good start again. Okay, let's see. You know the drill. We increase our spirit, we debuff the enemy magic defense, twice in this case, and then we can start attacking. And we need to sort of react to what the enemy does. If someone needs healing in our party, we might need to adapt, but for now we're good, so we can just keep attacking, really. Oh no, wait, I need to actually... Oh, that's a scary looking attack. But luckily we have... I set up my party for this boss to have both thunder and dark protection on my entire party. And that's very good, as you can tell. I mitigate a lot of damage, otherwise this boss would be really scary. And now, since on the previous turn, I slowed down the enemy. On this turn, my entire party is going to outspeed Hausen. So I'm gonna get the kill before he gets a chance to do anything. So yeah, that's the end of Hausen, for good this time. And that's one gate down. We got 2 more to go. So in the meantime, we can just go back to our airship and just fly to wherever the next gate is. Luckily, next gates are a lot shorter than this one. This one in particular, the second one, is the shortest one of them all. There's a trick to this one. So, okay, let's count how many doors we go through. 1, 2, 3, and back. And that's gonna open this secret room where lots of goodies are. Those are incredibly good items. We have a life leaf. The life leaf increases my max HP by 20. The magic leaf increases my max MP by 10. And the other item is the Amorita. And the Amorita, what it does is it revives a party member with full HP and full MP, so those are gonna come in really handy if things go wrong on the final boss. Oh, by the way, here, if you don't step on those vents in the middle, you won't get any encounters. Right, so now we need to do some menuing again. Once again, setting up gear for the next boss.
I like how the save file still shows Scion as level 1 because he was never used. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The game also gets really confused. Clearly it doesn't expect to see you with these party members. Ooh, no ambush, that's really good. lower this guy's speed. This guy hits really hard, but we are going to calm him down. Also, this boss is... since this boss has no elemental property, it's not weak nor strong to any particular element, and which is why it is much better to just deal with this guy using physical attacks. Ooh, nice Kaishin there. And also, when it comes to dealing with guys physically, I don't use Hihou. Hihou has really bad weapons, so he deals minimal damage. It's best to just keep him at bay, healing sometimes and defending. Oh, another Kaishin. Oh, good fight. Those Kaishins really help here. Oh, also another good thing is that this boss has a chance to drop a magic leaf. I mean a life leaf. And well, it just dropped it, so that's gonna give me a bit of leeway in the final boss fight. I'm gonna get 20 extra HP on someone. Most likely Hihou. He's the one that needs HP the most in my entire party. But yeah, that was Saizo. Saizo was another one of the Majestic 4. So now we got the final one on the final gates. I'm gonna stop by here to replenish stuff. This is not mandatory, but it's nice to have for Marathon. It's not like we have anything else to buy with our goal at this point in the run, so... But yeah, this is the final gate. This is Verdandi Temple. This is where Mitra, you know, the leader of the Majestic Fort, is. But yeah, first thing we get is we get thrown into this psychedelic landscape. After being lost for a while, we run into... Oh, look at that, it's our former party members. And Sion and Thurlen appear again too, for some reason. But yeah, now these other guys are telling our party to stop this nonsense and return home. And to follow them. But clearly we are not going to fall for these tricks. We're not going to follow them. We're going down instead, and that's going to break the spell and allow us to leave this weird dimension. But yeah, this is it, Verdandi Temple. This is the final dungeon, the true final dungeon in the game. So it is time. Let's go. I have so much gear now. Oh, these enemies are scary. If they back attack me, the little orbs can hit really hard. And the other guy is really fast too. By the way, this is the final save point in the entire game. So from this point on, there's no turning back. Ooh, and this guy, okay. So this guy has a very nice trick to him, and I'm gonna use it now, because it's really nice. So here's what we are going to do. I kill Dune. And now I'm going to use the instant heal mantra on this boss, on this dude. And bam! 4 levels, 2 levels to the rest of my party. That's really good. That's like the metal slime of this game, except it dies in one hit really easily and gives you a lot of experience. And this guy's scary again, so I'm gonna run away immediately. Alright, so before we face the final boss, we need to defeat what I think is her pets. These two little guys. Ooh, nice miss. That's really good. Okay, so... So this guy is one of the bosses that hits the hardest in the entire game. There's actually one mantra that's tailored specifically for this boss, and it's used to lower this guy's spirit, because this guy has ridiculously high spirit. Shout out to high spirits, by the way. But yeah, we need to lower this dude's spirits, otherwise we could get wiped really hard. We could get wiped really hard. Yeah, this boss is kind of tricky. This guy tricks you. At first, it only uses light mantras, but after you've done half as much damage to him, he's gonna start using dark mantras. So if you're using light gear thinking, oh, I'm gonna be safe, then think again. But see, here comes the dark mantra. And that's what makes this fight so scary, really. You cannot use gear to protect yourself. If you use light gear, then the dark mantra is going to completely annihilate you. And that's what makes this fight so scary, really. You cannot use gear to protect yourself. If you use light gear... Oh no, did I disconnect?
No, you're fine for me.
I'll just keep going then. Yeah, if anything happens, just let me know and I'll stop whatever I'm doing. Ooh, these guys are not messing around. If enemies here hit really hard, so if they back attack you, you want to heal the damage right away. Ooh, let's do this again, why not? It's fun. I want experience, I love experience. Right, so it's not needed to actually kill these guys for their experience. However, it makes things much safer. If you kill a couple of them, then it's really nice for you. You don't want to kill too many though, that could be bad. If you kill like 5 or 6, I guess, it could mess up with your experience a bit. And they also hit really hard. Basically the idea, what happens if you kill too many is that Hihou is gonna get too much speed, and you don't want that for the final boss. Right, we are almost there. Yeah, I'm not gonna kill this one. I'm good. I killed 2, that's more than enough. Right, my MP should be good, my gear should be good, so let's go. Compared to the first Guardian, this one is really a joke. No ambush too, that's really good.
I just want chat to know that I appreciate any and all comments bringing up Flying Train. They really help me out.
Yeah, man. Okay, this fight is also really important because on this fight I'm going to set up the elemental barrier I'm going to need for the final boss. So that's something I really need to remember to do. Wait, reflect mantra again, and we take no damage from that. And this is where we set up the elemental barrier I need. I'm going to need, for the first phase at least of the final boss, I'm going to need wind defense. And yep, that's the last obstacle between us and the final boss. Right, so now I need to set up for this a bit. Fully heal. Now is the time I use my leaves. So I got 2 and 2. 2 magic for these guys and 2 life. I'm gonna use both on Hihou, who has the lowest. Replenish MP on my party. I do some equipping. Let me see, you need the Soma shoes. Art, no. Both on Hihou. My party is full heal, I have max HP, max MP, I got the right equipment. Let me check real quick again. Okay, so light, dark, dark. Okay, we're good. So let's go. Alright, so first things first, this is the final boss by the way. This fight has 3 phases. I'm gonna try and explain them real quick right now because during the fight I'm gonna have to really pay attention. Any mistake I make on this fight is going to just snowball down into a potential catastrophe, so let's not do that, shall we? But yeah, anyway, this fight. First phase is really easy. We just set up and attack with mantras. No big deal. Second phase, however, is going to be really interesting. It has a very unique property on the second phase, this boss, which is that it is light elemented at first. However, every time I hit the boss with any elemental attack, it's going to shift weaknesses to whatever I last hit him with. So what I need to do on this phase is I need to alternate between using light and dark attacks. I got light attacks on Risa's bow and a light mantra I have, and dark attacks on on Rostam and Dune's weapons. So I need to weave in this, and all while keeping myself healthy, healing up, buffing up, all of that. And I need both of these phases to last a set amount of turns. Also, fight's gonna start, so let's go. See you on the other side.
Good luck.
Thank you. There's another nice property I'm going to talk about right now, and that is that for your magic effects, some of them only last 4 turns. However, if you use any other mantra that applies a magic effect on you, it's going to refresh all of the magic effects you have active. So on this fight, since this fight is so long, we're going to keep using stuff every now and then just to refresh our magic effects. And that's gonna end up stacking defense a lot. So this is the end of phase 1. And alright, now phase 2 I don't make any mistakes really. Any mishit, any instance where I don't hit with the right element I need, it's gonna be really catastrophic. It can be really bad. So let's go. I think I'm screwed. I have the wrong mantra, I just noticed. This is really bad. Let's improvise. Well, I don't see how this is gonna work out. Yeah, I might not have enough damage. Let's find out. Let's improvise. Hang on. Oh wait, no, never mind. I have to use this one. I'm not sure if this mantra is gonna be enough damage to actually defeat this boss in the amount of turns I want to, so that could be bad. Well, not as bad, but certainly not a nice thing. But let's go, let's keep going, let's see what happens. Actually, I got a backup, and I might have to do it. Man, what a nice moment to realize you have the wrong mantra. Alright, yeah, I'm going for it. No safety here. I need to... Normally you would use this turn to set up another defensive buff, but right now I can't afford to do it. I need to go for another hit. I need to make sure he dies. I mean, he changes phase on this turn. And why is that important? Because phase 3 is on a pattern. And this pattern depends on the turn count, starting from the very first attack of Mitra 1. So now, since phase 1 and phase 2 took me 11 turns, that means I know exactly where on the pattern I am, and I am on a very beneficial part of the pattern. But since I didn't use the defense protection mantra, he's gonna hit a bit hard. Well, she. Let's try our best. And I need to use this mantra again, actually. Wow. Right, let's see if we can make something out of this. Okay, we are not as bad as I thought we would be. This other mantra. Oh, and by the way, what I did there at the start of this phase was I gave this boss magic defense, and I gave her so much that it overflowed, so now she has like 2 magic defense. Also, I should be counting hits here, but I don't know if that's gonna work out, since my damage is a lot lower than it should be now. Well, not a lot, but it is lower. But yeah, Lavitz, you could explain the trick about this guy, what she can do after a while. On this turn, right?
Okay, I'll go through everything. So what this phase likes to do is it actually runs on an 8-turn cycle, which is really fun because it's actually a global cycle from the start of phase 1.
That's the...
You want those phases to go according to plan so that you know exactly where she's going to be on the order, and you want it to be at a nice place where she's just going to waste a bunch of time, which is why he had to give up his boosting his defense in order to get those attacks that he wanted. The 4th action is either a really strong physical attack that can also confuse your person, which obviously confusion is. It can be a death attack that will target everyone and has a 15% chance to kill any given party member, or it will use what is more or less Wave of Ice, Disruptive Wave from Dragon Quest, and just get rid of all the bosses.
Alright, I got the best outcome, and I kill her, so Time.
Nice. Yo, good stuff.
Yeah, man. Wow, I
I
can't
didn't
believe
have
I
time to explain it all.
pulled that off. Yeah, I have no idea.
That was a really good phase 3.
I got the absolute best outcome you could get here. Well, as Lavit was saying, you could get either a thunder attack that can shock you, confuse you, the instant death that can be really bad if it lands on more than one party member, and the wave of ice, which makes it so that I have to set up all over again, really. But Mitra did on that one action, fourth action there, he did the thunder attack, she did riot, and it missed it. It can miss because it is a physical attack in game party member. So at that point I knew I could just go home, because I knew I was going to have at least 3 more turns of attacks. My health was good, so I just went for it, and there we go. So yeah, that's it. That's it for me, man. Can't believe I'm still shocked I managed to pull this through having the wrong mantra. Wow, that's so... Actually, that's very interesting. I'm gonna have to look into this. Maybe I could use this for runs actually. But yeah, the issue is that when you have a weaker mantra, you run the risk of damage rolls screwing you over. This is mainly because of the mechanic I explained before of damage limits. You know, you want all of your attacks, especially on this boss, to reach the damage limit, so you can be guaranteed that you're going to kill the faces in a set amount of turns. But yeah, the damage limit for Mitra 2 is like 100, 2000 something, and I was hitting way less with my weaker mantra. I'm glad it worked. I'm really glad it worked out. I wasn't looking forward to having to do the final dungeon all over again. I have to be honest there.
The good thing about RPG runs is if something bad happens, we normally can get away with dealing with it because we're so used to having to adapt to any given situation in the first place.
Yeah, I was prepared for the worst on the phase 3 too, especially because I don't think I had enough damage, and I actually think I had to do a couple extra hits. Phase 3 usually dies in 20 hits when you get a strong mantra, but this one's weaker, so I think it was 21 or 22, I don't know, I wasn't counting really. But yeah, we did it, y'all. We beat Rudra.
I knew I could leave it to you to make up all the time that I lost. My boy Nacho always has my back.
Thank you, man. But yeah, I'm
I
not
had to eat
sure.
all the bad luck so that you'd be good to go.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. You sacrificed yourself for the Rudra. So yeah, I don't know. Well, my PV is... Also, I'm not gonna force you guys to sit through the credits here, because the credits are really long in this game. Even though I do ERTA timing for this game, but there's no need to. I don't think I got a PV good. My PV, by the way, is...
Might want to like credits good for a minute.
Yeah, my PV is 30...
Still set up.
324 Mitra kill, I think. So, who knows? But yeah, I don't know if we are good to go, if the rest of the next runners are ready. We might actually have to place a bit of the credits here to let some of the runners catch up, the next runners.
And just let it sit for a minute so we could have some content going at least.
Of course. Here to good. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna take this opportunity to, well, first of all, thank the organizers of Questing for Glory for putting this together. Sadly I haven't been able to watch as much as I would have liked due to, well, real life commitments and stuff, sadly. However, the things I've seen have been really fun. I'm looking forward to seeing many of the bots of runs I've missed. So yeah, a big shout outs to the organizers. This has been really great, and it's gonna be really great the rest of the weekend. We still got a couple days to go, so I say thank you to them. Also, thank you to everyone who's been watching. This is a long run, and hopefully, if you stuck around for the whole thing, or if you just got a bit of it, hope you enjoyed it. This is a really nice game. Our game. We still got. I can get to do runs of it, and even better for me if I can share my runs with people. So, once again, thank you everyone for that, and also thank you Lavitz for jumping in and helping me with the commentary. I really appreciate that.
Thanks for having me, even though this run actually skips the scenario that I've seen you run the most. I
Yeah,
have
I'm
no clue what was
sorry.
their story.
It's
I got
okay.
nothing.
It's okay. You kept company and you talk about the anti-gravity train, and that's all I needed really. So yeah,
And I could talk about mantras in the ending.
yeah.
What I was here for.
Yeah, well, I think we are ready to go now, so I'm gonna say my goodbyes now. So once again, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you guys for having me in this marathon. Thank you, Lavit. I hope you enjoyed this. And well, now we have Tecmo Secret of the Stars, and that's a run I'm really interested in. So I hope you all stick around for that. And it's a race too, so yeah, it's gonna be fun. So yeah, that's it for me.
Jim's just doing commentary and they had to change it.
Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank you again, everyone, and have a good night. Once again, see ya.
And thank you very much for having us.